Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shotty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me a lot, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward. The battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a miner. Made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash Nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. Come 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly. Worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather. Be weather, be tripping. Starting to control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. As usual. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games, whole world clueless. Selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a sliced extra mozzarella. Crew fly, let God propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge to tell her? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Pass what up? Vibe with the.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
I have seen everything that has ever happened, ever will happen, ever could happen, and yet, what the hell is this?
Are you ready?
Word to wise, grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple eyes. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, dream weaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, Blerd Without Fear. Got the homie Carter presents. Welcome to episode 241 of the Blerd Cave, the number one comic book news stream on this or any other Earth in the multiverse. Which you can also find not just here. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on iHeartRadio. You can find it on Amazon, Stitcher, Google, Timbuktu, everywhere. Oh, what's up?
So when you put up the title of this, you actually put the Blerd Cave 240 on it.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
No, it doesn't. Oh, you mean like in the title, title.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. You know what? That's okay. Because you know what? Even pimps fuck up sometimes.
But do you know why you did it? Because you've been so flustered this week. What up, y'all? It's Carter. Good morning, good afternoon, lovely comic book world. We have done 241 of these. We getting old. But the reason he mistyped and he got spelling errors all in the description. He might not. I might be lying. I'm just trying to embellish a little bit. But the reason he is so flustered is because the Blerd Without Fear has been on a journey, y'all. I haven't been on a journey. I've been sleeping and reading that. I've been reading that. Spotify, y'all can't even see what the hell I'm pointing at. I'm pointing at Ta-Nehisi Coates' Black Panther run. Since everybody's been talking about Black Panther this week, Ernie's had a bit of a trek. Ernie's had a bit of an adventure, and this is gonna be like the third or fourth week in a row that we have used a Blerd Cave to talk about the Ninja Turtles. Don't you dare fucking skip what I'm saying. Don't you dare fucking skip what I'm saying. Because we're not going to be talking about who's writing it. We're not going to be talking about who's drawing it. We're not going to be talking about the it being a relaunch or anything like that. This is more a personal adventure. A personal story, if you will. A choose your own adventure Negro League edition.
This man. Not the Negro Leagues.
All right, fun fact. You know about MLB The Show?
Yeah.
Did you know that this year, instead of doing a collector's edition, they are doing a Negro League edition?
Really?
I shit you not. I about screamed yesterday when I saw it.
Like, I have so many questions.
They have a Negro League hat that comes with it, and every Negro League edition sold, money then goes to the American Baseball Negro League Museum, something to that effect.
Okay. I mean,
but just
I'm
seeing
with it.
MLB The Show Negro League edition, I had to sit down for a second.
Right. No, as you would. I didn't know how to think
about that. I didn't know how to think about that. But back to the original point I made. Ernie had a little bit of an adventure. If you all saw Twitter, you know where I'm going. This bald-headed black man has been looking for a certain Ninja Turtles hardcover for a very long time.
Yes.
I actually ended up putting him on game to a website that we use to get, hardcovers and omnibuses and things like that. It wasn't there. We go on Amazon for him. Wasn't there. He has me go to my local comic shop, see if they got it. Wasn't there. Now, there was an option that this bald-headed black comic book fan had, but it was an option that he didn't want to take. I most definitely didn't want to take. None of you all watching and listening wanted to take. But like all things, like relationships, like beer, like getting in a car with somebody ain't smelling the best. Sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do. Sometimes you got to just bring it in and think you're innermost. You just got to rip that Band-Aid off. Ladies and gentlemen, he did it. He went the route we did not want to go because there were no more routes to go. Every road was grassed up, no concrete nowhere, no roadblock, no nothing. There was only one clear shot of where he was supposed to go, but it was the route you don't ever want to take. Well, he put his seatbelt on. He made sure that the e-brake button was ready and went on through that road. And finally, after a very, very long drive with a last-second scumbag tactic on his part, which I found fucking hilarious.
I forgot about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Blerd Without Fear now officially has every single IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hardcover behind him on that shelf. Can we give him a round of applause, even though I can't hear y'all clapping? I hope you ain't clapping and you listening to this on Spotify while you driving. That's how accidents happen, okay?
Here, wait,
Just
wait,
hit
I
your
y'all.
steering wheel. Just hit your steering wheel, okay? Can we drop a clues bomb for Ernie for finally getting that last hardcover? But this, here's the thing, though. This clues bomb, if he drops it, there was a little bit of shrapnel that hit him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There was a little bit of, there was a tiny bit of shrapnel that hit him. And I want you to explain to them how you explained it to me, because it is too good.
Oh, yeah. No, you know what? I did the round of applause, but I am going to drop the clues bomb for... We got it, Joel. We got it. What was it? Like that old me? What was it? Like dude said, they made the announcements. Ladies and gentlemen,
We got it.
we got him. So it finally happened. So let me tell you the story. There's a story behind this, and I promise you, we will get to our other topics. We are going to talk about Jonathan Hickman's Dr. Doom. We are going to talk about Garth Ennis returning to Punisher. We are going to talk a little bit about Chainsaw Man. Trust me, we are going to do this.
But
we got to talk about this first.
Have been so invested in him getting this damn hardcover. You all have been in the chat. You all been on Twitter trying to help him out in every way, shape that you could.
This is true.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. I feel like I gotta hold this shit over my shoulder like it's a WWE strap.
I just noticed you did.
I feel like you know how like they would all like when the champ wasn't in town, so they had to.
You know what you need to do?
Call him in from satellite.
It would have been real gangster if you had Cersei in the background as Heyman. Just hold that bitch up like this.
like here, baby, hold this. Actually, you know what's funny is total aside, but like she wanted to test her strength.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled out the because full disclosure, I got some other omnibuses in. I got the Thor Jason Aaron Volume 2 joint in, and she wanted to see how heavy it was. And she's like, "Oh, this ain't bad." So then I picked up that Immortal Hulk off the shelf and then put it on top of the Jason Aaron Thor's in her hand. She was like, "Ooh." She almost fell off. But no, in all seriousness, this was not child abuse. Sorry, UGA shit. Said, ladies and gentlemen, the Blerd Cave, acknowledge me. No, so yeah, I've been on a journey. This has been a journey that I don't regret. It is something though that it does come with some what's the best way to put it? It comes with a bit of a cautionary tale. So here's the thing. When you love something, when you want something so bad, you're willing to go some routes to get it. And I really wanted the TMNT IDW hardcover collection. And while getting it has not been the biggest challenge, there was like maybe one other hurdle. That hurdle was this one. Oddly enough, this one was also difficult to get, but nowhere near as difficult as getting this one. This one did go out of print for like a month. I think like a month, give or take. But, and I think so too did this one. This one went out of print for a little bit. The Rocksteady and Bebop cover joint.
Yep.
But this motherfucker right here, has been out of print for quite some time. And what's funny is it's not one of the older ones. It's actually one of the more recent ones. It's literally, this is volume 14. I got 15 set up here. Had no trouble getting it. Matter of fact, volume 15 is everywhere. You can get that motherfucker anywhere. But this one, and I actually was talking to somebody about it. I think I jokingly said the other day that this one didn't really have anything going on in it that just should have warranted it being like so hard to get. Yeah. But here's the thing. I will tell you what it is. There is a reason. There's a reason. The reason is that this is where Sophie Campbell's run starts. It is also immediately after that dastardly devil old Hobb had pulled his shenanigans. Dropping the bomb, literally. Dropping the bomb quite literally. On a population of New York.
Yeah.
And I feel like, that aftermath, and you just kind of put all that together. Not to mention the cover is dope. It's got Alopex on the front looking like a boss. And yeah, I can understand why people would probably want to cop this and make sure that they have it.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna say is I checked everywhere. So did obtaining these require blood sacrifice or tribute to one of the sky gods? You could say to the bad gods. Yes. Where the Cody cry at. Look, wait a minute. Why do I feel like y'all gonna have me what was the name of that song, Cody? I always forget. It was I forget the name of the song Cody comes out to. Y'all have me coming up out the floor. Crowd saying, "Whoa!" My father said. No, y'all ain't gonna have me coming out like that. But no, it's funny to me because I checked Amazon. I checked in stock trades. I checked my local comic shops. I checked with Barnes and Noble. I went to Books A Million. I went to everywhere. No one had it. It was out of stock. Temporarily out of stock is what it said everywhere. And it's been saying that for a long time. And when first I acknowledge my Blerd co-chief. That's over on the Twitch side of things, y'all. But no, it's funny to me because once, maybe, actually, I won't say once, several times actually, on Amazon, and I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, I would find, someone had this listed on Amazon, but they were like wanting either, $400, $500, $600, maybe like, I think the lowest I'd ever seen was like $200 or $300. And that's on the one side of it. And whenever I would see it for a reasonable price, let's look at the back of this. The suggested MSRP for this is $59.99 USD. And whenever I would see someone have it listed for that price, it was usually a seller that had really low reviews, were constantly hit with reviews saying that the people who order from them did not get their products ever. And it was just basically a scam. And I did not want to go that route because I was like, well, that's obvious. I'm not going to get what I can order it, but I know I'm not going to get I'm not going to get my shit. So, what happened is I ended up having to go to eBay, and I showed this to Carter. There were multiple listings for this on eBay. And when I say the listings were out of pocket, oh my Lord, the listings were out of pocket. When I tell you, which by the way, y'all want to hear some bullshit? Like, just to give you an idea of how on that fuck shit some of these people can be, I just pulled up eBay, not even looking for the thing that I'm looking for. An issue of something we'll talk about a little later. Marvel's Ultimate Black Panther #2 pre-order. Just a single issue. It's not an omnibus because the motherfucker just started. hold on. I'm gonna pull this up because Carter. Here, let me see if I can show, like, if it's gonna show up right, or if I have to fix this window to do it, because y'all need to see this shit. Y'all need to see the fuckery that yeah, okay, it's gonna show up just right. Look at oh wait, it is doing some weird shit now. Hold on. Why is it doing that? That is kind of dumb. Not gonna lie. Not going to lie. There it is. Okay. So $59.99 for a single issue. For a single issue. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, dude, eBay is out here wilding. And then here, let's pull up the TMNT. Yeah, here it is. Hardcover collections. So look right here. Here's one. $242.87 is what is that right now. Was $269.85. We have got another one here at $250 even. Now, this isn't new. I don't see any other ones, so I'm guessing the few people had are just gone now. But that's I'm showing you all this to make a point about the comics industry that is hurting me right now. Now, I want to make it clear. I didn't pay $200 some odd to get this. I didn't pay $200 some odd to get this this hardcover. So let's go ahead and get that off the table now. However, there was a gentleman who was selling it for the suggested MSRP. Well, the bid started at the suggested MSRP. And then I was like, you know what? This is reasonable. It was the only bidder I saw who started it at the cost, the actual like sticker price of the item. Yeah. So next thing you know, I'm like, okay, this still has 7 days on it. I'm just not going to pay it any attention. I'm going to set a timer to remind myself to come back and check eBay. Set a reminder or whatever to come back and check eBay the day that the bid ends, like maybe about 10 minutes before. Yeah. And I would occasionally come back and check in on it, throughout the week just to kind of see, if it's gone up any. And for about a few days, actually, it stayed at like maybe, I think it was like I think the highest it gotten is like $65. And I was like, you know what? That's still dumb. That this is how it is. This is how it has to be. But when it got to the day of, and I got the reminder, when I came back, it had gone up to $100. That's where the bid was at by that point, which I still think it's not reasonable, but is incredibly lower than all of the other ones. Yeah. And I think it's because everyone else had the same idea I did. They thought, oh, no. Wait till the day of, and at the last second, blow that motherfucker up. And that's what happened. So I noticed that like 10 minutes before, or like after I checked in, so 10 minutes, it was at $100. At about 5 minutes to go, it was at $110. So I said, all right, I'm going to set another reminder because I was watching Fargo at the time. I was trying to get caught up. I'm on the 4th season now, if anyone cares. Okay. And I'm actually midway through the 4th. Actually, no, more than midway through the 4th season. But watching the show, and I get wrapped up in it. So I know I need to set this reminder. Otherwise, I would miss it. So I set a reminder to check back in 4 more minutes. So like a minute to go on the bidding. I come back. And it's gone up to 100 and... what was it? It was at 135. Yeah. Oh, and then I tried to place another. I tried to upbid. Couldn't do it. Because there were so many people fucking spamming upbids at the same time. And it just kept going up and going up and going up and going up and going up, going up, going up, going up. So I waited. At 30 seconds, like 30, like 20 seconds, it had gotten up to like 140 something, 145. So I said, here's what we're gonna do. I said, if I'm gonna do this move, I'm gonna pull my trap card.
I'm gonna do this move.
I'm gonna wait until there's only 10 seconds left. I'm going to put in a bid because I was paying attention to how many bids everyone was putting in. Everybody was only jumping it up by about like $1 to $2 per bid, everyone that was bidding on it. So I said, everyone's jumping it by $1 to $2. Okay, cool. So at 10 seconds, I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump my bid in, but I'm not going to do it by $1 or $2. I'm just going to do it by 10. And if I get it, I get it. And if I don't, I don't. So right when there was like 5 seconds left, I hit submit. Carter, when I tell you there was probably at least 12 people who were spamming that $1 or $2 up bid and couldn't get it. Because I'm going to tell you what happens. Because it happened to me. When I was trying to upbid and I couldn't, it wouldn't let me. It was because there were so many people spamming up bids that even though I'm hitting upbid, my upbid's not going through because the bid is already changed while I'm upbidding. So they got the same, they got a dose of the same medicine I got. Only difference is that they only had 5 seconds to figure out how much I upbid for and then upbid again. And when I tell you, anyone who knows, if you've ever played Yakuza Like a Dragon, or if you've ever played the sequel Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, you can call pound mates and each I almost said Ichigo. Lord, that tells you where my head was. But like you can Ichiban.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he pulls his phone out, he just starts to go, I summon you, bam, and it hits the button, hits the call button. That's basically what I was doing to get those bids in. And I guarantee you they were doing the same when I jumped mine up. And sure as shit, it jumped. So the bid got jumped to $157. Long story short, too late. I know. So I spent $157 on this. So basically, I spent a $100. This was like $100 or just maybe we'll say a $98 impatience tax.
With 5 seconds to spare.
Yeah.
That real quick gut punch to everybody else. So the reason I have been looking down, y'all, it's not because I'm not paying attention. It's because I was on Discord because I wanted to pull this up. So he just told you all what happened. January 29th, 2024. I got a message on Discord at 9:23 a.m.
Oh, God.
Well, I finally got that hoe. Someone put that bitch on eBay and I swooped in at literally the last second and outbid several folks who was spamming upbids. To which I respond, hold up, no. How much? Not as much as I paid for that Sandman, but more than I should have paid for it. So he tells me he's basically spent $150. I said, my response being, boy, I would throw hands. To which he responds, IDW gonna get roasted. To which I respond, you could still pay them, but they'd still have to get swung on. To which he responds, oh, they best be glad eBay ain't a hand delivery service. I'd spring on a motherfucker and take that book and just walk off. To which I respond, well, I'm going to hope and pray that that book is in pristine condition when you get it. Not a chipped edge or anything. To which his Bird Without Fear responds, it better be. It's supposed to be brand new, still in the plastic and everything.
Yep.
But I swear, Carter, if I get that hoe and it ain't, I might go to jail.
I mean, look, I'm just being real, man. I'm just being real about this. It is, look, that's as real. Look, I'm like, honestly, y'all get a peek behind the curtain. Jerome said, "We know you were yeah, Crip walk out of your room. Will you confirm the? I'm not gonna lie. I may have got up and did a little something.
No. Favorite part of the whole thing, because let's backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, to the very first message I got at 9:23 a.m. Well, I finally got that hoe. That don't even sound like you excited to have it. You just, no. But favorite part, okay. Ernie, how much did you outbid folks for? Because I don't know how eBay works, y'all. I'd be laughing if you outbid a nigga for $1 in the last 3 seconds or something. I don't know how that eBay stuff works. To which he responds, ... I sure did.
Oh no, because I guarantee you this is what happened. I technically upbid by 10, but I think everyone who kept trying to upbid didn't realize. So like by the time I think they were able like to figure it out, I think like I said, I can't say because I wasn't there, but I would imagine someone probably tried to get, like, they were like just going up little by little and still didn't get it. But that is all in aid of saying, while I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, while I love IDW as a company, and you know, for what they're doing with the Ninja Turtles and and their commitment to having the best possible Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that you could ever hope to ask for. At the same time, and I'm not, and I want to make sure I clarify before I say what I'm about to say. Don't go, please. I don't want anyone going and harassing IDW on my part. But man, I'd cuss. Like if I could get someone from IDW on the phone that actually could make a difference, I would cuss them out. I really would. They would get a good cussing. Cause let me tell y'all something. This is fucking ridiculous. How is it that a newer hardcover, a volume 14 out of a projected possible, like there's 15 available currently, a 16th one is coming out this summer, and there'll probably be at least 1 or 2 more after that. The fact that you do not have a stock of this book and that it has gone out of print and you about to release another one, and you have not in any way, shape, form, or fashion even communicated that you're going to put this book back in print, which basically just opens the doorway for scalpers and unscrupulous resellers. The fact that you, like, you know, it reminds me of a conversation that I had, a conversation that I had at, what was it, at MCX. MCX, I got to talk with the creator, or not creator, but co-creator. I got to talk with the co-creator of the Revival, and also the creator of, who's also the creator of Battle Pug. And so I'm not, I want to make, I'm this part, it matters because I feel like it bears saying. I'm not mad at Sophie Campbell or anyone who worked in the art department on the Ninja Turtles, because they ain't got shit to do with this.
Yeah, not at all.
This is above their pay grade. Because like I remember talking to Mike Norton, and when he was signing my copies of the Revival, and I remember he said, he was like, "Oh man, dude, these are some beautiful hardcovers you got." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, and I told him a similar story to this one, because I didn't have the second volume because it was out of print, and people were doing the same thing. Scalpers taking something that on paper should have probably cost about 30, maybe $40, but trying to go on Amazon and pay their light bill and shit and pay their rent off this shit by bumping the price up like $200, $300, $400, $500, $600. And one day I happened to find an Amazon reseller who was selling that copy for not too much higher than the normal sticker price, but just enough that it felt a little scummy. It felt a little scummy. You know what I'm saying? Especially, based on the fact that, like, I think the book's normally like $30, $40, but like, for whatever reason, they were selling it for like, I think 50 or 60 or something like that. And I was like, that's a little bit too much. I mean, it's less than everybody else, but it's still scummy. I wouldn't punch you in the face if you hand delivered it to me, but I would definitely kick you in the ankle. I'd definitely kick you in the ankle, which actually might be worse.
You just become a completely different person when you shave your mustache. You are just an angry individual.
You just
get rid of that mustache.
When the mustache was gone, there's nothing to hold back the sauce. But no, it was, yeah, man. Okay, so the long and short of it is, when I told Mike Norton that I had to pay a reseller more than the sticker price just to get it, he was angry. Mm-hmm. And I imagine if I were able to sit down with Sophie Campbell and told her what I had to pay for this, she would probably be angry too. Because here's the thing, not because, oh my God, she's, I mean, maybe she would be. I'm not going to put words in her mouth. Maybe she would be irritated at the fact that, people are out there scamming and trying to get rich off of her work, especially when they don't pay comic book writers and artists a fair price anyway. But the fact that it's also gatekeeping their fans from being able to get something by putting it behind a bigger paywall than what it already was. So yeah, it pisses me off because I feel like it's one of those ugly underbellies of the comics industry that doesn't have anything to do with the comics industry, at least not in terms of the resellers. But the fact that like I'm both angry at the resellers, but I'm also mad at IDW because they really don't communicate any of this shit. Like, they haven't said word one about whether or not, like, why this is out of print and when it will be back in print. But they are very quick to tell you that the volume 16 of that shit is coming out this summer. So I have issues with that. I have big issues with that. And it makes it so the people that want, like, because I'm not, like, seriously, I'm not buying this to resell it. I'm buying this because I love it. And I always tell people, like, you can tell when I love something because I will buy the shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? I will buy the shit out of it.
Case in point, look behind him. Look behind me.
Yeah. Look, like, when it reminds me of not for the same reasons, but it reminds me of when the guy went viral for trying to tell Gail Simone that she didn't know fuck all about the Punisher, when she literally on her shelf had and the image that was being responded to, no less, was Gail Simone's bookcase with volumes of the Punisher on it. And more specifically, one that she had a credit on for writing. It's like, yeah, she doesn't know shit about that shit. It's kind of the same thing here. Like, I don't have the Milestone, the first two compendiums of the Milestone comics on my shelf because I only passingly like them. Mm-hmm. I don't have Gail Simone's Wonder Woman Dead Earth, Dr. Aphra, Immortal Hulk, Ed Brubaker's Captain America almost in its entirety. I think I'm only missing like one thing. Thor, Jason Aaron, Volume 1, 2, plus War of the Realms omnibus is sitting right next to each other. Charles Soule, Mark Waid, Frank Miller, Daredevil sitting right next to each other. I don't have these things because it's a flex. I have these things because I fucking love them. And I hate when people try to keep me from the things I love by scalping them and trying to and it's a scummy practice. And I know when we talked about this stuff at the Blerd Awards, I talked about things I wanted to see go away. Or not the Blerd Awards. Yeah, we did it like after the one we did after the Blerd Awards. But I talked about stuff I wanted to see no longer happen. And honestly, that is just as easily one of those things. I would love to see no longer happening.
So you actually gave us a pretty smooth segue
Mm-hmm.
into talking about the Punisher.
Oh, yes.
But one thing I want to ask you about something from Nerds of Culture. But the first thing I
Oh,
would
go
like
ahead.
to
Yeah,
get
shoot.
out of- the first thing I would like to get out of the way though
Mhm.
is these super chats.
Yes,
before
let's
we miss them.
please. Yeah, let's please. I'm not gonna be able to show them this time, not so much
Yeah.
because the thing broke, but because I didn't expect to talk that long. But the spirit, when you give me testimonials, the spirit got a hold of me, and I talked for a lot longer than I had planned to. So I apologize.
It's fine. It's fine. That was very much worth it. The first super chat here, we got a Little Caesars hot and ready $5 from Stomp 10. What's up? If you and Carter could choose between a Green Lantern power ring or the Scarab armor, which one y'all going with?
Man,
I want my ring.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love Blue Beetle. I love Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is like a pastiche of one of my favorite manga heroes, the Guyver. And when I tell you, as a teenager, watching the Guyver, the anime, not the live action movie. Oh my God, who is blowing my phone up right now?
Bill.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, it was one of those things. It was one of those group chats that I'm a part of, but they were like rapid fire, like texting like it was AOL Instant Messenger. So it was like boom, 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 and I was like, oh shit, hold on. But no, so
You say all that to say,
I say all that to say I love Blue Beetle, but I would take the Green Lantern power ring as well, just because the possibilities. The Scarab armor can make whatever I can imagine as a weapon. The Green Lantern power ring can just create whatever I want, period. Like there's less of a limitation on what the limitation would be me, 100%. It wouldn't be the armor itself, if that makes any sense.
Got you. We got another 5 here from Jamal Simmons saying, congrats to the big cat for 90.3K. And also, it's my birthday. Just wanted to celebrate with you guys. Happy birthday,
yes.
Jamal Simmons. We not giving you that 5 back, though. And he actually subscribed to the Blerd Club of Silver Age for 49 months. He said, Blerd and Carter, your opinion on the Knuckles trailer. Mine is going to be very quick. Yeah. I did not know this was a thing that was happening. I just saw people talking about it on Twitter and thought it was fake. I watched the trailer and I started hearing a beat. And I said, why does that sound so familiar? And I said, I know damn well. And when I realized it was Nuck If You Buck, I turned YouTube off.
Nuck If You Well, here's the funny.
I realized they had Crime Mob and a Knuckles trailer. I just cut the video off and went back to look at it.
Well, the thing that's funny about it is that it was the Hollywood trope of taking a song and making it epic. Like putting like an orchestra behind it and shit like that. Yeah. And I was like, man, I never thought that Nuck If You Buck would be one of those songs that got that. But you know what? It makes sense because you remember when Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer came out and all they did was Juicy. They took Juicy and did the same thing by Biggie Smalls. Cause like it was all a dream. And they had like the strings and shit and the horns and whatever. And like it was like they would literally, that's become the thing. Instead of taking like a popular like ballad or slow song and turning it to like an epic orchestral, now the trend is taking a popular hip-hop song or rap song and doing the same thing. That's the new trend now. Like, it's not just taking like an old Aerosmith song or an old Doors song or like an old, Jimi Hendrix song, or like an old Janis Joplin song, or like maybe even like an old Bob Dylan song. Now they're going after our rap. Like, I guarantee you, just wait. One day, someone's gonna make a horror movie about like California or some shit, and we're gonna get the same thing, but it's gonna be California Love. Like you hear that California, and then boom.
So Stellar Avenger, Stellar Avenger. I'm gonna have to time you out for a minute because his comment is saying, no. I always knew the lyrics. I come in the club, shaking my dreads, throwing them bows and busting them heads was about Knuckles. I got to time you out. That's a violation.
Don't get Stellar Avenger. No, Stellar Avenger's the homie, man. Stellar Avenger's the homie.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I gotta put the whole 10 seconds. At least 10 seconds. That's a violation.
No,
you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
No. Wait. First off, I gotta redeem. I gotta redeem Stellar. I'm gonna redeem Stellar Avenger. I'm gonna.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
No, I'm gonna redeem Stellar Avenger because they dropped this heat over the.
Oh man.
No, I'm gonna redeem Stellar Avenger because they dropped some heat on us over the weekend, Carter.
Okay.
Not over the weekend, but over the week. You know what I mean. They blessed us with this, so I got to put some respect on their name. Look, yeah. I gotta put some respect on their name. I'm just saying.
That is fire. That's fire. That is fire.
they put some respect.
Here's the thing. When I read it, I pictured Knuckles just doing that, and I just got mad at myself. So I had to time out. I had to time out for that. Don't put that image in my fucking head.
Who is the mutant with the green hair? That's Dark Veil.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Veil. Because I kind of slick forgot that Dark Veil was a thing. Yeah, it is, and Stomp. It is actually Jordan Peele's fault. It is Jordan Peele's fault because of what was it, Us? Because they did I Got Five on it, and that just kind of fucked it up for everybody. But yeah, Dark Veil. Okay, so Dark Veil's name used to be Shade. And I actually was thinking about doing a video about the character, and then Stellar Avenger dropped that heat, and they dropped that heat, and I was like, oh, I forgot about this character. But here's the funny thing. So Dark Veil is actually the first, to my knowledge, Dark Veil is the first drag queen superhero. They are modeled. Dark Veil is modeled after Dax exclamation point and several other black drag queens who featured on RuPaul's Drag Race. So yeah, if you are, that is, so to kind of give you an idea, and it becomes more obvious when you look at what they are holding. You see they're holding the fan. That's kind of like a callback to them. But yeah, yeah. What's up?
Put me on game.
Yeah, what's up?
Knuckles is voiced by Idris Elba.
Yeah, that was Idris Elba. Fire. Yeah, that was Idris.
That's fire.
I love it. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's all the way fantastic. And he plays him so well. Like, cause he does, like, so you know how like with Sonic is more like goofy. Sonic is more of a goofy character, and I mean, as you would probably imagine, because of who plays the character. I think it's Ben Ben Schwartz is who plays Sonic. So of course he's gonna have kind of that goofy kind of going on with him, but like Knuckles is serious as a heart attack, like at all times. And you can tell, like, it's almost as if they hired Idris and just made him mad and said, all right, now go ahead and record.
Okay.
It's good. Have you seen the second Sonic movie?
I haven't seen either of them.
They're actually really good. They're really fucking good. The first one does something I don't like, but they do it better than any movie I've ever seen do it before. You know how, like, sometimes with video game movies in the past, they would do this thing where, or not video game movies, but just with like nerd properties, instead of like having the thing where it comes from, like case point, you remember the Masters of the Universe live action movie? So you remember how like they had Dolph Lundgren's ass like hanging out on Earth instead of hanging out on Eternia for most of the movie? That's what they do with Sonic. Like he's not hanging out in his world the whole movie. He's hanging out on Earth, just chilling with normal, regular people.
It's like Sonic 06.
Yes. But
So
here's
many
the
people are going to be so mad that I just bring up that game.
Look, you remember, man, God, bro. Ugh, don't even get me started.
Oh, wait. LP3 just did something because now this is something that infuriates me. Do they call Jim Carrey Eggman or Robotnik in these movies?
Robotnik. I think they're, if I remember correctly,
I might watch it now.
Yeah,
I might watch it now.
Yeah. He's called.
I might watch it now.
Also, dude, I was kind of tripping off the fact that they got old boy from Game of Thrones in that Knuckles trailer, and while Jim Carrey is goofy and whatnot, this dude looks like he would be a better Dr. Robotnik than Jim Carrey.
Gotcha.
But
yeah,
anyway.
I heard Shadow was going to be in the next one, but I will
Shadow's
watch
in the
that
third one. Yeah.
Okay, if he's in the third one and he got his pistol, I'll watch it. But going back to work, you brought up the Punisher.
Oh, actually, wait. Before we jump into it.
Yeah. And I wasn't even going to just start it off, but this was a question going back to the nerds of culture stuff.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Shoot.
How many people? Because I saw it in the comments, so I'm actually wondering how many people actually said it live. How many people kicked your back in for trying to say that Batman was more problematic than the Punisher?
Honestly, don't remember. Well, I think here's the thing about Punisher. And I feel like it's the thing that it's the thing that gets lost a lot of the time. Vigilantism is terrible. Period. Like, you shouldn't have to have your justice system should work in such a way that you don't need vigilantes. And vigilantism in any capacity, whether you kill people or not, is illegal as fuck. So everybody is operating outside of the judicial system. But the thing is like, I'm not gonna change my mind how I feel about that, because I'm sorry, but just because you don't kill people and because you think you're on the right side of justice, even though you are breaking the law, you're still breaking the law. So you are a criminal, no different than anyone else. I mean, while your crimes may be different and you may do some good, but you would probably do more good if you put that money behind some criminal justice reform. Like, Batman lives in a world where, like, if he took his money and put it behind Gotham PD to reform it and make sure the right people in place have the right and proper training, in de-escalation tactics, Gotham would probably be a better place. Because honestly, the only reason Gotham sucks as much as it does is because of Batman. Batman makes all those motherfuckers worse because he's beating the brakes off of them and throwing them into an asylum where he knows good and hell well they're gonna get right the fuck back out. At least Punisher is laying motherfuckers down, okay? At least Punisher laying motherfuckers down. Yeah, he had that weird moment where he tried to be a Nazi for a little bit. That was weird. It was a little fucked up. But let's not sit here and act like Batman didn't plunge the whole entire universe into the dark multiverse by accident, because only he can handle certain things. So
wait, and I don't see this is how we end up going off on fucking tangent. Going back and reading James Tynion's Detective, going back and reading other Batman stories that I enjoyed and whatever. I'm realizing that the more I'm reading these stories, and the reason you just brought it in my head when you brought up Dark Multiverse, I'm beginning to dislike Batman more and more the more I read stuff.
Oh no, it's you know what it is. Batman is a superhero that you grow up loving, and then when you grow up, you realize he ain't shit.
Like, it's apparent in the James Tynion stuff, but it's really apparent in Metal. Like,
yes,
all this really could have been avoided had you opened your mouth. Like this whole, like, I have to do it myself, but I got the teams and whoop. It's just all these different stories that I have read with Batman in them. Hell, Chip Zdarsky stuff right now, which that's another clear-cut example. I'm really starting to just genuinely not like Batman if it is not in movie form.
Yeah, because you start to become honest with yourself and you realize that the trope of a superhero who believes he is above the law and believes that he is the only person who is properly trained and capable of dealing with some of the worst shit in the world, despite the fact he's just a dude. I mean, the way he treats, like, if you ever go back, they did this recently in Chip Zdarsky's Batman, and I promise you, we'll get to the things we're going to talk about, and I do see we got some super chats I want to address as well, but no, in Chip Zdarsky's Batman, they actually go back and address something that's kind of problematic about Batman, and it's how he, for all intents and purposes, indoctrinated his Robins. I saw a lot of people talking about it when it happened. There was an issue. I don't remember the exact number. It might have been like Batman 136 or something like that, where they go back and they kind of revisit the oath that Batman made Dick Grayson take. And they changed the wording of it a little bit because the original wording was kind of problematic. It was, and not only that, it just, the way Batman, he'll know case in point, Dark Knight's Metal. He knows a secret. He knows the dark multiverse is coming. He knows the Batman Who Laughs is coming. Does he tell the Justice League? No. The Justice League is sitting over here getting worked. I'm talking about getting worked. And meanwhile, Batman is just sitting here like, I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah. And Mailman, I can't stress this enough because he says that he's been hearing people complaining about Batman lately. This was just something that was, like I said, again, in the process of me reading the James Tynion detective stuff and just, so two things came to mind. One, I laugh at the fact that I enjoy that run and I enjoy other James Tynion's books, like Something's Killing the Children and stuff like that. But I remember at first I fucking despised that dude because he took over for Scott Lobdell on Red Hood and the Outlaws, and it was atrocious to me. But it makes me laugh how I turned around on him. But just from reading, but just from reading all this Batman stuff that I have been reading, I was just like, open your mouth. This is what I keep wanting to just scream at the pages, and everyone keeps writing him like that, and it's irritating as hell.
I will say we're not gonna duck you, Connor Hawk. We're not gonna duck you. I saw earlier Connor Hawk had said this. I guess let's get these because I don't want to lose any of them.
I see he just dropped the 10 real quick, didn't say a word. Appreciate it.
Oh, wait, where'd it go? Come back. There it is. LP3 with the $10 says, what up, Cave? Are there any Black History Month covers you're looking forward to purchasing? I love the Natasha Irons cover talking about Steel. Okay. That is the niece of Steel, who also goes by the name Steel. Not confusing at all. Not confusing at all. You know what? Let me look. Because I haven't really. I tell you what. You know what? I take that back. Yeah, the Natasha Irons Jun is fire, but there is a Mr. Terrific. Which, by the way, here. There's a Mr. Terrific that's coming up that is pretty damn fire too. That I'm kind of feeling. This right here. Hold, let me open this image. Bam. Yeah, this right here. This Batwing is looking kind of fire too. Not gonna lie.
That name is so fucking stupid, man.
It is very well. It's like, why you got the hero named after a vehicle?
It's just like, well, how your brother colder than you are, because your brother said, fuck the bullshit. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm not a wing. I'm not a leg. I'm not a thigh. I am Batman. Why your brother doing it to you?
It makes me think about that Silverhawk character, Hot Wing. The one black one. Why you got to be named Hot Wing? But no, Connor Hawk said, Carter, don't duck me when the game releases. Talking about the Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 4. He said he gonna get me on Dragon Ball Z Spark and Zero. I mean, you gonna have me because I'm gonna guarantee I'm gonna be smooth trash at it.
I was never a fan of the Tenkaichi games, like at all.
I
was playing that.
I like the Tenkaichi games, but I haven't played them in like 5 ever. We got Malik Young. Connor also dropped a 10 over here. We got Malik Young over here with $10 as well. Says dropping my tithe on the way to the gulag. Fellow cave dwellers, hope it's all plus ultra in the cave today. By the way, I don't know if the Krakoans are fascists, but Batman definitely is. I mean, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. We also got Gearless Mo out here in the diamond mine. 37 months. Says Batman has always been a problem. It's becoming more apparent now with the cynical nature of our modern world. Books are becoming increasingly more in line with our reality. Let's watch what happens. No, and I agree. I agree. That's kind of my issue. That's kind of my issue with Batman. And it's not that I don't hate Batman. I just recognize him for who he is, and I don't idolize him the way I used to when I was a kid. My wife will tell you, a lot of times when we first started dating, we've been together for over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
In those early years, she used to always get me Batman-related stuff for gifts. She doesn't do it anymore. You want to know why? Because she knows this about me. She knows I don't like Batman as much anymore. That I don't care for the iconography of Batman anymore as much and what he represents. I feel he's kind of problematic. I love the Punisher, but I feel the same way about the Punisher. It's the same way like when I tell y'all about how I used to love TV shows like The Shield.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like The Shield anymore. Now, that said, it doesn't mean that let me put it this way. I don't dislike The Shield. I just don't want to watch it again. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about Batman and Punisher.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So
yeah,
I'm someone who I said all that about Batman, but I still really enjoy that detective run.
Yeah.
I still enjoy Batman, the White Knight. I still enjoy Gates of God. I still enjoy Batman stories, but I can still say that like just from reading them and how everyone is pretty much writing him the same way almost of just like, you are a fucking moron.
Well, I mean, look, like what Sir G said. What Sir G just said. A billionaire playing dress up to beat up the mentally ill. That's Batman, y'all. It is true. It's true. I mean, and here's the thing. When we have seen writers go in and actually try and reform some of these villains, it usually works until it doesn't, and Batman is usually the reason why.
I think it's just a matter of you getting older and you being able to understand certain things now. So it's not the cool looking. It's not the cool looking dude beating up the ugly looking dude anymore. Like there's things there now that these writers are putting in there, and you just kind of open your eyes to it. But I will say another thing I don't like in that detective run, and I know a lot of people are fans of that character. Stephanie Brown fucking sucks in that book.
Wait, talking about spoiler? Spoiler?
I fucking hate spoiler in that run.
Yeah, I don't like her either. I don't like her either.
Lord, Stephanie Brown is trash in that book.
Let's be real. Let's be real. The worst Batgirl.
You know what? I've never heard that before. There are so many people that love that specifically. If they had to choose, always go for Stephanie Brown. They don't go for Cassandra. They don't go for Barbara.
No.
Or like the older people, of course, will go for Barbara. Yeah. But everybody, I swear, they just love Stephanie Brown. I don't see it.
No, I don't.
In this run, I don't see it. Ernie, we see this is why we get in trouble. This is why we get in trouble. Yeah. Well, and here's the thing.
Robo even said this here. The chat says you could love something for fantasy, but realize it would be doo-doo water IRL. And that's true. That is exactly it. That's exactly it. 110,000%. We got Gabriel the Dark Knight with the 1999 Gotham City Super Chat. Says happy Saturday, Blerd Koa. Unexpectedly ran out of gas on my way home today, but finally made it here so that I can send support. Hey, we appreciate you. And man, look, next time put the bat signal up. I know normally it's up for you to get out there, but next time put it up for us so we know. Come get you. Yeah.
We absolutely appreciate that 19, but had you not given us that 19 and just put it in your tank, that would have been cool too.
This motherfucker.
I gotta go put some in my tank. So
I need to as well. I don't drive as much, so like a tank of gas will last me a long ass time. But I gotta do it. It's that time again. Let's see here. Where were we got we got Paris Yule in here with the Blerd Club Silver. We appreciate you. Anyway, let's get back to it. Let's well, first and foremost, we're not actually gonna, even though I did kind of set us up perfectly for Punisher. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's a little out of the order that I initially wanted to go, but we're gonna talk. We'll save. We'll do Doctor Doom next. It's just that we set up Punisher so perfectly. We've literally mentioned him several times. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. So we have learned that Garth Ennis, he of Punisher fame. I mean, the guy literally has one of the most famous Punisher runs. I actually would say the most famous Punisher run, which is one I just so happen to have right here. And this is Welcome Back, Frank. This was and the reason why it was called such because it was literally the run of Punisher right after they did the Angel shit. They did the Angel stuff, which nobody liked. Some of you may or may not remember it. I've talked about it a couple of times because I think it came up organically in some videos. But there was a time I know people remember Frankencastle. I know a lot of people remember Frankencastle because that was a thing. But the Punisher being an angel, this was also a thing. Yeah, that was the thing that happened. Nobody should remember it. It's not important. But this right here changed the game. This right here put Punisher back where he needed to be. Now, it's Garth Ennis, and if you're familiar with The Boys and Preacher, so on and so forth, then I think you kind of already know what to expect. If you've never read this for whatever reason, you've never read this.
You know what? I would actually say, okay, so
it's more tame. But just saying,
okay, the Marvel Knights in this stuff is a lot more tame than the Max, but the Marvel Knights stuff goes like a little bit because you referenced The Boys. The Marvel Knight stuff that he did with the Punisher, it has a tendency of getting gross. One of the hardcovers that I had was it was a guy that was a serial killer, but he would pile the corpses on top of each other and he would live in them because it reminded him of his childhood of when his obese mom had a heart attack and fell on top of him and almost smothered him, but he ate his way out. And then when the police showed up, he didn't want to leave from being inside his mom. It's gross.
It's very gross. It is terribly gross.
Yeah. So
I'll put it like this. For those, if you want a hallmark of the Garth Ennis Punisher, the reason why I say it's the most iconic is because it's the one that's been replicated the most. When we had the Thomas Jane Punisher movie that I think came out, what was it, like 2004? Yeah, 2004. Big Daddy Cool, Diesel. He was playing the Russian from that run. Also, Daredevil on Netflix, Daredevil season 2. One of the scenes that people loved so much and like, oh my God, like everybody was like shitting themselves over. It was this one, which is from that read.
The second movie that had Ray Stevenson as Frank Castle.
Yep.
That was the beginning of his Punisher Max stuff. That was the first two hardcovers. The only reason I know that specifically is because I had them. Yeah. And I was angry at seeing how the characters were in the book and how they were transferred to that film. It pissed me off. But yeah, if anything is anything with the Punisher in any form of media, a lot of times it's coming from the Garth Ennis stuff.
Yeah. Garth Ennis is the guy. Garth Ennis is literally the Punisher guy. Like, he was the guy that honestly I think is responsible for why Punisher became so popular again in the early aughts, late 90s, early aughts, and kind of going on up. Because he has, for all intents and purposes, he has the quintessential Punisher run. I mean, were there other Punisher runs I think that were good? Yes. But like his is the most well known. Like anytime if you ask someone, hey, what's your favorite Punisher? They're probably going to say something that Garth Ennis wrote and not even realize. Even if they don't know who Garth Ennis is, they'll probably bring up something and be like, oh yeah, that happened in Ennis's run. You'd be like, oh, okay, there you go. But yes, in the words of Shadow Strider, getteth the likes up. Please. Also, shout out to Gabriel the Dark Knight, who also is coming in hot with the Blur Club Gold out here. So the reason why I say all this is because we're getting a new Punisher title. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. The last time that we saw Frank Castle as Punisher, he was in Weird World, and that was right after he had been doing all that weird hand shit in Jason Aaron's Punisher. And also the new Punisher that's running around, who literally is just Frank Castle with the serial numbers filed off. Yeah, we got him. Carter, you know I'm not lying. You know I'm not lying. You know I'm not lying. That motherfucker got he has almost the exact same goddamn origin and backstory as Frank Castle. Like, literally. Ex-government op. Used to be in the military. Like, basically, if you take every different origin and retcon or whatever of Frank Castle and just boil it all down into, like, put it in a blender and hit puree, that is what the new Punisher is. He's like all of those things, but just combined together.
If Frank Castle is Fruit Loops, this new Punisher is Fruit Spins. Great value Fruit Spins. Tutti Fruities is what it is. Fruit Rounds. Fruitylicious Rings. That's what this new Punisher is.
You know what it reminds me of too? It's you know how you go to the store, you try and get you go to like a Taco Bell, you know, they don't have Sprite. They got Sierra Mist. You know, you go to Kroger, they don't have they'll have Dr. Pepper, but then they'll have Dr. Thunder.
I'll never forget one of them RDC videos. It was like, we got Dr. Thunder. It's just like Dr. Pepper with a little more kick to it.
I was like, first off, I was like, stop.
That shit had me
tripping. It's like, man, y'all ain't got Dr. Pepper.
Oh man, did you tell him? We got Dr. Thunder. Did y'all tell him about the kick?
Man, that shit almost killed me the first time I saw it.
Bro, I was dying.
Oh my god! But no, we got Get Fury coming up.
Yeah,
Get Fury. So I said earlier, all that other stuff. Yeah, this is Frank Castle returning, but not because Frank Castle is out of Weird World. It's because Frank Castle is being depicted here because this is a flashback to his time in Vietnam. And so that is why he's coming back. And since this is a return to, I guess, return to form, maybe, we don't know how it's going to play. I assume it's probably going to read about the same way his previous Punisher stuff has, but it'll likely be more violent than your average Punisher comic has likely been. Was it Witch Fury? It's gonna be the white one. It's gonna be the white one. As a matter of fact, you can see it right here on the thing on the cover. That is the Fury is the one that's in the crosshairs, and it is David Hasselhoff. It's David Hasselhoff Fury right there.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, anytime they'll bring Ennis back to do Punisher, it's always if you're trying to figure out where it would fit canon wise, it's just stuff following up on his Punisher Max run. You can just place it somewhere in there, like maybe during Born or before Welcome Back Frank and stuff like that. That's where these stories are going. So with us saying that this is a guy that everyone knows the Punisher Max was everything, they're going back to that well of Punisher Max-esque stories again. So
well, I mean, they're not necessarily tossing out. I saw at least want to say so. In other words, they're tossing out all the Fist of the Beast past stuff. Not necessarily. He's still in the military because even then he went off to war. but we didn't really see much of the war stuff. They kind of Jason Aaron kind of skipped around that part. It was like he left. Yeah, he came back.
Think about it like this, because no, they're not tossing out the Fist of the Beast stuff. This is just like I said prior. You just put it in with like the old stuff that he was writing. A better way to describe it would be the current Superior Spider-Man run that I'm going to do a video on. You all don't ever remember reading that Superior Spider-Man interacted with Spider-Boy, that he had this new villain, but they make it a point to tell you it happened during this point in the Dan Slott stuff. So you just take everything you wrote, think of it like it was an annual or some shit that you just did not read. That's where something like this would go. So they're not tossing out the old stuff. They're just adding a new chapter to the old stuff.
It's like they're, and with this too, what I find so interesting about this is the setup. So it's the blurb reads, it's 1971. There's a war raging in Vietnam and Nick Fury has been captured by the Viet Cong. At this moment, they don't quite understand that they have in their possession a man who knows enough secrets to damage the United States beyond comprehension. The CIA, however, does realize this, and they can't risk their enemy getting those secrets. So they dispatch the most deadly man in the United States Army, Lieutenant Frank Castle. Now, the thing that I do find a little weird about this, and I'm actually going to fact check myself just a little bit here, just because I always feel like maybe I might be misremembering the Punisher's origin sometimes. I mean, you never know. Yeah. Pimps can fuck up too. Like I said, you know, even comic historians can fuck up. But I was under the impression that he was not in the United States Army. I was under the impression that he was a United States Marine. So that might be a fuck up. Just putting that out there. Someone might have misquoted.
What you get? Because you got people in the chat right now. He's a lieutenant.
Yeah.
Now Frank was a Marine. He was a Vietnam Marine vet. So yeah.
No, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When I read that shit, like, it felt weird saying it that way, because I was like, I'm pretty sure that motherfucker was a Marine. But hey, what the fuck do I know? What the fuck do I know? But yeah, it is. I don't know if that is. Let's be clear about something. I'm not saying that this is. I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth. I think honestly this was just a fuck up. Kind of the same way we talked about on Nerds of Culture with GameStop, how they worded Microsoft Game Pass, or they said Microsoft Game Pass instead of Xbox Game Pass, and the entire internet blew up thinking that Microsoft was getting rid of Xbox and just only switching to being a software developer as opposed to a hardware developer. Or to a hardware publisher, you know, so on and so forth, whatever. You know what I mean? Point of the matter is, I feel like it's kind of one of those jobs where someone just misspoke. It's funny that this has come up because I was watching a video the other day. I don't want to get too far off into the weeds about it because this kind of takes us into politics. But someone was talking about the cognitive abilities of Genocide Joe. And then someone pointed out that, well, people cognitive. Yeah, he definitely has some issues. But what they were saying is that people misspeak all the time. And to prove a point, they misspoke at a point and then came back and was like, actually, at this part right here, I said this, but what I actually meant was this. So I'm going to say this is probably the case, that this is probably one of those situations where whoever was writing the blurb for this just said, oh, I mean, he's in fatigue. So yeah, Army. Okay, cool, whatever. Instead of saying Marine. I hope that's the case.
And EliteX1 is in the chat saying that they retconned him being in Vietnam because he'd be pushing 80 years old in the
Yes.
current universe. But here's the thing with that. The Punisher Max stuff that Garth Ennis wrote, that was literally, that was the point of that, to where Frank was aging in real time. Garth Ennis was basically doing what was being done with Constantine and Vertigo, because Constantine was aging in real time with those issues. And by the time you got to the end of the Ennis stuff, like Frank was basically like Clint Eastwood, Gran Torino old at that point. So that was a thing, that he was aging in real time and he was pushing that high age gap. So maybe it was a fuck up. Who knows? It's comic books.
We also got to remember Marvel, and really comics in general, from the big two, Marvel, DC, they operate on a sliding time scale. Sometimes you just got to ride with that shit. Like things that were the hallmarks of the years that they came out. And I think this is why a lot of times more modern comics try not to reference too many like real world events, or not say they don't reference, but like don't try to incorporate real world events. They just reference them in some way, but make it organic to their respective universes. So that way in the future, they don't have these issues again. Like saying, oh, well, so-and-so, like, it's kind of like Captain America, World War II. Everybody knows it. But the thing is, the longer you go with that, the longer it's like, Cap, you can get away with it mostly because super soldier. You just say, oh, well, he's super soldier. Duh. And you kind of get around it. You can't say that about Frank Castle. He doesn't have that. And I feel like they've actually tried to change Frank's status quo multiple times to try to get around that, and it just never fucking sticks. But yeah, that said, I do real quick because I don't want to miss this. Connor Hawk with 80 bits says, I'm not sure if I missed it, but did you guys see the Knuckles trailer? Yes, we talked about it earlier. It was earlier in the show. Yes, we did. And also, just to make sure I didn't, I'm scrolling through just to make sure I don't miss anything else. Yeah, we're good. We're caught up. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like this is strictly riding off the strength of Garth Ennis alone. I feel like, yeah. This is strictly riding off of Garth Ennis and nothing else but Garth Ennis. I'll check it out. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but I mean, I'll check it out. That was gonna
be my question.
Okay. I'll check it out. Yeah. We'll see.
Nope.
Let's go backward. Let's work our way backward. We're gonna go to Jonathan Hickman's Dr. Doom. Only reason I'm even really bringing this up, it actually has less to do with Jonathan Hickman and more to do with friend of the channel, Sanford Green.
Yeah, that was a surprise to see.
Yeah, I honestly was like this. I was not expecting. For those who know what we're talking about, Jonathan Hickman has a new book coming up called Doom. Actually, I'm kind of sad they didn't go all caps with the Doom. Like, come on, y'all, give it the references. It's all caps. All caps when you say my name, man. Come on. But no, Jonathan Hickman and Sanford Green are going to be teaming up to tell a story about Dr. Doom and his fight against Galactus. Or I say series. It's technically just a one-shot. But it's billed as the final fate of Dr. Doom. And it takes place in a near future where Doom and Valeria Richards must stand against Galactus as he comes to devour the Earth. This is interesting, and I kind of feel like, well, this will be cool. It's just going to wind up being one of those things. It's just an Elseworlds thing. I would like it better if they actually tried to make it, well, I mean, obviously the nature of the story, you really couldn't do that, but not bill it as the final fate of Doom, and that is more what I mean. You could have Dr. Doom go against Galactus, but I would have liked it more if Hickman would have done something where maybe they actually had Dr. Doom and Valeria, squaring up with Galactus. I think that would have been cool.
I'm cool with it just because I enjoyed Hickman's Doom just from all the Secret Wars stuff, and I love that they really want you to know that even though that she calls him Uncle Doom, Valeria, that's his daughter, pretty much. The
Yeah,
way
he may as well,
especially, he's the one that helped Sue give birth to, or he's the one that helped get the baby out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why he was able to name her Valeria. So I love that it's these two together in this instance. I think that's pretty cool. And I mean, with it being a one shot, and it's not a mini or anything like that, it's not like you got to put a lot of anything into it. I think it'll just be a really solid one shot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a fan of Hickman Doom. It looks like, just from the Sanford Green cover, that's a Doom and all white over his head. So that might be God King Doom from Secret Wars. Who knows?
Well, no, it 100% is, because if you look, like, they're showing you different moments.
Yeah.
From Doom, like, so they'll probably, not to say this means anything, but there'll probably be some timey-wimey shit going on here. I'm not saying they'll be doing time travel. There'll probably be like a lot of flashbacks, because there's flashbacks to not just Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, but even the original Secret Wars. Like, if you look to his left, where he's got like his shit's all torn up. If I'm not mistaken, that's from the original Secret Wars. Gotcha. But and then of course you see where the thing you were alluding to with Valeria is right, oddly enough, under his crotch. But still, that's another story altogether. We're not here to talk about that. But yeah, that the delivery of Valeria Richards.
Yeah. Hey, you got Get Fury. I got Doom.
There you go. Yeah,
we good all around.
Yeah. Hey, we good. That look. Hey,
cut the check.
We that's it. I mean, I'm interested in it. I definitely want to check this out. I don't know. Since it's a one shot, it probably might be for the best, because I saw someone say in the chat, I think it might have been the Elite X1 says it could get wordy. We're looking back to his gods, Hickman's gods. I mean, I'm fine with it. No, and Adrian Mendoza just pointed out too, they're not going to bring Franklin Richards and his power problems. No, they're not going to do that. Which I don't know, man. It's not gonna lie, I hate comics sometimes, because like they do the weirdest shit. And it's like, you could, I feel like there's mandates behind closed doors, and like we just don't ever hear about them. Like if you look at like back when the Arrowverse was a thing, they used to have a mandate that if a character was on the Arrowverse, they could not be in the live action movies on the big screen. That was why Deathstroke got axed on Arrowverse. And like it was like a vice versa thing too. So it was and then like when the Suicide Squad movie was coming out, they killed off the Suicide Squad on Arrowverse. It was just like weird. But neither here nor there. Well, I say killed off, rode them off into the sunset is more accurate. But yeah, I'm down for this. I don't know. I'm also kind of, since it's a one shot, I'm less worried about the quality of it, because I feel like, oh yeah, he's just gonna put his whole foot into the one issue and move on. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm here for it. It'll be a thing. Excusez-moi. It'll be a thing that exists, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, wait a minute. So check this out. So Robo just put me on game on something. Lord have mercy. Okay, so Robo went into the weeds. I think when we were talking about his curiosity got him as well. He went to Marvel.com, and apparently Castle is actually listed on Marvel.com as having been a Marine, a Navy SEAL, and an Army Green Beret in Special Forces. Says apparently after, I guess, I didn't think about this. Maybe this is how they account for how many times they've changed what he is. But it says apparently after completing his first tour of duty, Frank married his lover, Maria, and they soon became pregnant with their first child, Lisa Barbara Castle. Subsequently, after his second tour of duty and leading the 3rd Marine company, Castle proceeded to serve in the Special Forces. So there you go. So yeah, he's like, all right, cool. Like basically, he was a free agent. He was trying to make the entire rounds. He just didn't. I guess the only one he didn't get in on is the Air Force because he didn't want the desk job. Maybe he would have. Maybe that was his next tour. Maybe he was going to join the Air Force when his family got killed. So then he just joined the Punisher Corps or whatever. But yeah, thank you for that. That's like out there always. Guardian Angel out here watching out. That is still fucking crazy to me though. The fact that is a thing. Yeah, Special Forces catch-all, yes. But yeah, I guess let's go ahead and get our next thing. You want to get our next thing, Carter? This one will be kind of quick because it's just more of a public service announcement and more because
anime.
We're gonna get to some anime just for a minute. So for those not in the know, if for whatever reason you have somehow missed this, there has been a I think last month. Not last month because we're in a whole other month now. We're in February, so technically, like towards I think middle or end of December, I believe it was.
Yeah.
There was an announcement of there was an announcement of what's coming up next for Chainsaw Man, which was an anime I only recently got into. Full disclosure, I had some issues. I had some issues with Chainsaw Man, so I didn't jump on that bandwagon right away. And those issues, anyone who knows me well. If you know me well, then you know something I don't like. And the thing that I don't like in my anime is perverts. I have a big issue with pervy characters. Like if a character, like if a character is a pervert and they're not the main character, I can usually jive with the anime in question a bit better. I'm more likely to want to stick with that anime in question.
Yeah.
But the problem that I had with Chainsaw Man in the early goings is that, well, the main character is, well, he's the main character, and he is a fucking pervert. And not just a pervert, but kind of like a slimy pervert. Like, it's just like, it was one of those things where like, and this is, I'm gonna invoke Robo's name again because it was something he and I actually talked about off mic, off camera. But this was announced, Chainsaw Man, it's gonna be Chainsaw Man the movie. I guess it'd be like Reza. I don't know, whatever. It's an interesting name. Reza Arc, which I actually had recently read because, and I was saying all this because, when I finally sat down to watch Chainsaw Man, and I was actually telling Robo, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna finish this. And not because, and I mean, it's short. I think it was like 12 episodes or something of that nature, the first season. But the problem with it was that like just in 3 episodes, I was already kind of sick of the main character. Always talking about wanting to grab some boobs. It literally was like, I think something that got mentioned ad nauseum in just 1 episode alone, and then just kind of like carried on over. I was like, look, man, I'm a grown ass man. I get it. This dude's 16 years old. He ain't never touched any titties, but let's calm down. Titties are great. I love them, but come on. So when we getting back into it though, I was talking to Robo about this, and he said, yeah, he's a pervert, but he's like, just stick with it. He gets better. And I did. I stuck with it. Like I think I was in like the 4 or 5 episode range when this came up, but like I just went in and kept on watching. I was like, okay, it does get a little bit better. And then when you get like outside of what they have released in the anime so far, you get over like into the 50, 60 chapter ish range. I was like, okay, yeah, he's not as big of a fucking perv as he started. And one thing Robo pointed out to me was the fact that no one, at least in the anime, as far as characters go, applaud him for being the way that he is. Like, it's one of those things where, you know, like sometimes you watch an anime and like they say, oh, you're such a pervert, and like they say kind of like in a loving, kind of like, oh, it's okay, you know. But in this one, it's not the case. You know, he gets looked at kind of funny for being the way he is. So I was like, you know what? When Robo put that perspective in my head, I was like, okay, fine, I'll stick with it, see what happens. I finished it, ended up really liking it. Was what that's all in aid of. But I had recently read this arc. No, I'm not a fan of High School of the Dead at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Did not like it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you I can tell you the precise moment I stopped watching High School of the Dead was when the dude used the girl's titties. Yep. I swear to God, dude, Elite X One, we are the same person. He is my we're like I know this was a joke that came up the other day. We were joking about being the Mauler twins.
Oh shit!
We were joking about being the Mauler twins. One of us is the clone. We don't know which one.
So
but before I said it, yeah.
Well, what he just said in the chat is the only clip I have seen, and I just said, yeah, I'm straight. The slow motion sniper shot with the bullet going over the cleavage and the velocity, making them shake out. Yeah, I'm straight.
Or not even just that, but the fact the dude was steadying the sniper rifle off the girl's titties.
I didn't even know that part.
Yeah. It was like he had it like, you know how like, you know, in some games where you can like mount your gun, like on like a piece of
I know exactly what you mean. I just didn't know that's what
yeah, she was laying on the ground and he mounted he used her titties as a stabilizing device.
Yeah,
and I was just like, okay, dude. And like the whole time he shoots, she's like, ah. I'm like, oh, no, stop. No. I was like, I was just like, cut this shit off.
Okay, I want to say something, and I know I'm going to get in trouble for it.
Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure you're going to attempt to correct me and say that.
No, go ahead. Say it. Just say it.
So we got Infamous Jedi in the chat saying, nah, that's when I locked in.
Oh,
some of y'all are just fucking weirdos, man.
I mean,
I don't know another way. There's no polite way to say that. Like, some of y'all are just fucking weirdos, man. So I didn't read Chainsaw Man. I watched it.
Yeah.
And just like you were told, I was told the same thing from you all to Carter. Just stick with it, bro. It's gonna get better. And finish the entire series. I liked every character except the main character. I only liked him when he was Chainsaw Man and fighting. And the interactions between him and I think the girl's name was Power, of when they would have their little like going back and forth shouting and shit like that. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, Power is my favorite. Power is my favorite character on the whole thing. I love Power. She's fantastic. She's actually why I keep watching.
But like her interactions with the main character is when I was able to tolerate the main character. But other than that, I didn't give a fuck about that dude. I didn't give a fuck about him. I didn't give a fuck about the dog. But every other character, I said, okay, this was all right. This was all right.
Yeah.
So with this film being announced, what is it? The Rez arc? Rez arc?
I think it's Riza. Riza, I believe. Riza. I will let me say.
I will probably watch it. And I will probably just cringe and shake my head when they go pervy, etchy fan servicey shit that irks me. I don't know, but yeah, this was a nice little announcement because this is really the only anime that I've actually finished from all of you all's recommendations from Blue Eye Samurai and the second season of One Punch Man and the My Hero and Demon Slayer and the Juju and
the Juju bees, the Juju Bee Kaisen.
It's Juju something. I know it's Juju something.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Huh?
Yeah, Jujutsu
I thought
Kaisen.
it was Juju because it's a family of people named Juju.
No, it's Jujutsu Kaisen. It's because they use jujutsu.
I thought it was is it the Crazy Adventure or something, or Bizarre Adventure?
Oh, you think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? You think about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Yeah, where all of them are named JoJo. Yeah,
I think that
JoJo
just made a lot of you all
bullshit.
hate me even more that I just got them two completely wrong.
Bruh. Okay, so yeah, what Zeke just said. The translation is sorcerer fight. Is basically what it is. Because that's what they are. They're sorcerers. They're sorcerers. Yeah. That's but not sorcerers in the way that Westerners think of sorcerers. It's like so full disclosure, my wife and I have been watching Demon Slayer because she just recently got into it. And I was explaining to her the idea of onmyojis. Onmyojis are basically wizards, but a Japanese variety of them, and with like the paper spells and shit. And because there's a point like early on where it comes up, and I was like, oh yeah, this is onmyoji magic.
Is Demon Slayer the one with the nasty pig boy?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that one. That dude looks nasty.
He's actually okay. He you don't see him right away. But I will say, how we were talking about solo leveling. There's something very similar that happens at the beginning of Demon Slayer. That's like the kicking off point for Demon Slayer is a bunch of folks getting broke off.
I still need to watch that 5th episode. You literally told me when it went live. I still need to watch it.
Yeah. So full disclosure, I haven't watched it yet either. I've been watching everything. So like, so basically, to go back to something, because I think I saw, where did it go? I feel like I lost it. But someone in the chat said it. And man, I felt, here it is. Mr. January 16th said it. He said, man, how do y'all find time to rewatch and play all this stuff? I cannot keep up. So here's the thing. I've talked about this a lot. I'm a night owl. I go to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning most nights. Yeah. So that's how. I go to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, wake up around 11 a.m., sometimes 10 if I'm feeling froggy. And that's how I keep up with everything. I'm usually and I also watch shit as I go to bed sometimes, which probably seems counterintuitive, but yeah. But all of that was a native saying. I'm excited for a lot of this because like I said, now that I am more invested, because once the anime ended, I immediately, because I think it goes up to like chapter 38, 39 on the anime, and once the anime was over, I got on Shonen Jump and just started reading from on there. I don't know if I'm going to keep reading it all the way, because if I read it, I'm probably not going to watch it, is going to be what's going to happen. And Chainsaw Man is one of those things I feel like should be watched, not read. But yeah, go ahead, shoot.
There's a comment in here, and I'm not going to let this individual disrespect you like that. Left Face in the chat is saying 4 a.m. when we're getting worked on Hunt. Let me. I'm going to respectfully rephrase that for you, Left Face. It's not 4 a.m. when we're getting worked on Hunt. It's 4 a.m. when you're getting worked on Hunt.
Oh no, I'm getting worked too.
Ernie is having to have a doctor and a chiropractor what's the boy's name that does all the WWE folks, Mr. Bo Hightower or something. Now Ernie got to get his back straightened out from trying to carry you from boss to boss, from fight to fight. Don't disrespect my friend like that. Don't do that.
No, it is actually true. Because I get worked. I get worked. A prime example, and it's because of something I've been trying to do more lately, is be a more aggressive pusher.
Okay.
And what happens is when I do that, I get laid down. I can actually, I think the very last time he and I played Hunt together, there was more than a few times where like either I pushed and got laid down, or someone sniped me or was sniping at me, and I didn't know where they were. So either they killed me on the first shot, or they hit me, and I couldn't figure out exactly where they were to get in like proper cover. Or you know what the current meta is: have a shotgun with bleed rounds, like with flechette or some shit, and then like just they hit you, and you either stand there and get shot again, or you try to run away and try and get in cover and stop the bleeding, and you just die before you even get.
I know you said I know you said he wasn't really looking at Helldivers 2 like that. I feel like he.
Oh no, we were playing it. We like actually, we played it the other day.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we
so
played
what
it
did
the
you
other
get
day.
it? What did you end up getting it on?
PC. I got it on
I heard
PC.
I heard the PC version was having a lot of problems. I meant
Not
to
to my
tell you about
knowledge.
this. Okay,
No,
I
not to
heard
my
it was
knowledge.
having issues and didn't want you to get it on there and couldn't play anything.
No. I've been able to play it. I will say I did get angry at the game for a little bit because I got a little angry with the game because there's a type of bug in the game.
Yeah,
It's a bug that spits like this gooey acid shit at you.
yeah.
And basically, if you're not paying attention, which it was 100% a skill issue, it's nothing wrong with the game itself. I do not like it, but it is definitely something that was more of a skill issue in my case. I
don't know. I just feel like from all the streamers that I've been watching playing, I'm like, I feel like Robo would have a blast on this shit. What is wrong with him? I feel like he should be playing this.
He is.
And I know you said he did. Oh, okay, so he is now. Okay, I'm
he
saying
is.
it in the chat.
Yeah. We
I
played
remember you
together.
told me originally you said he wasn't really about it, but I'm like, dude, I feel like he would be all over that fucking game.
He's been on it. He like it was like so. Here's the thing. Here's the truth. Here is how it works with Robo.
Mm-hmm.
And Robo and I are friends, so we can say this about each other because he knows how I am about shit. We know each other well enough that he can tell when I don't like something.
Mm-hmm.
Without me even saying that I don't like it. Like there's a game we're playing, he knows when I don't like it. And I know when he doesn't like a game. But on the flip side of that, we also know when each other likes a game.
Yeah.
So case in point, like we were initially talking about Helldivers, Robo wasn't interested in it. I'll put it this way, not as interested as either myself or Cypher was. Whenever the three of us would talk about it together. But once we started playing it, at first I could tell he's like, it's kind of lukewarm. But the more we played it and the more we kind of figured out the rhythm of the game, I was like, the way, like, so basically this is how I knew. When he was like, all right, man, I got one more in me. And before I got to go to bed. And I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So 3 games later, I was like, yeah, we got this motherfucker. We got him.
Yeah.
Helldivers got him. It was literally, ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I'm just
it was the same with Power World.
Now that's one thing you ain't gonna get my ass on. But Helldivers 2, just because I was such a big fan of the first game and seeing this second game, I'm like, it's just the first game again. They just made it in third person. They didn't fix what wasn't broke. That is great to hear. I'll be on there at some point. I gotta see how much that motherfucker is though.
Oh yes. Also, Bird Nerd is also correct. So last week said Ernie admitted to read while taking a little. Hey, Carter said it too. Don't leave Carter out of the equation. Don't leave Carter out of this either.
Oh, let me tell you something. And I'm finna. Okay, what we have on this shelf right here, we have Dark Knights of Steel, Batman Detective Comics Rebirth Deluxe Edition, Volume 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
All completed in that goddamn bathroom.
so no, wait a minute. What I will do when I was going back through and rereading Sandman, I would literally come in this room, grab this book, and walk my ass to the bathroom and sit down and be like, all right, okay, here we go. All right, let's go through. All right, we got this. That is what I did when I was reading Sandman. I did it with I've done it with Turtles and was still doing it with Turtles up until recently. Yeah. But
it's
no,
the same way people have magazines to read right on top of the toilet thing, right there. That's all that is.
Hey, look, full disclosure, I don't loan my books out, so but not for that reason.
I will. I gotta see how much Helldivers 2 is, and I will be on there at some point because I do want to play that game. I do want to play that with y'all. You know what tripped me out though, because I can't play it because I don't have the second one right now. I cut on my Vita, and true enough, there are still a shitload of people playing the first game right now.
Oh no! So when Helldivers 2 was announced, I got on PlayStation 4, downloaded the game, or not PlayStation 4. I got on PlayStation 5, downloaded the game. You still play it on PlayStation 5.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I downloaded it, booted the game up, and I saw it was tons of motherfuckers on there playing like the game just came out. I was like, bro, what the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all on this motherfucker. Like, I was like, now I see why they fucking made a Helldivers 2, because y'all motherfuckers still playing it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why I said, like, okay, even though I can't get Helldivers 2 right now, this first one's still heat and it's still alive as hell.
Yeah, no. So here's the one thing I'll say about Helldivers 2 that me and Robo had a difficult time with the first. Okay. And not to say it was a problem. It wasn't like a, oh my God, this is happening every 5 minutes problem.
Yeah.
This was a, oh fuck, my bad, dude. I didn't realize you were walking that way. Because there's friendly fire in the game.
Yeah, friendly fire is always on in both of them.
Always. And like, so in the first game, it was kind of like a kind of top down almost, like kind of like isometric, like Diablo. Yeah. But the problem was, or not the problem, but the way you got around that was that you could see where your partner was, so you kind of knew where not to be, standing, and you could also duck. So like if someone like if you ducked, the shots would go over you. The problem is that in this game, while you can still do that, you can duck and the person won't hit you. Ducking don't matter really in this game because depending on what gun you're using, you get to hit regardless. Because I think Robo had one of the shotguns, and the shotgun spread was so fucking wide. I wasn't even standing in his line of fire. Like what I would perceive as reasonable. That motherfucker hit me one time and I was like, blah! I was like, oh shit, I'm dead. There was a time where like I accidentally, like I wasn't paying attention and I shot him. And the thing is, you hit somebody one time, it's over. It's not like, it ain't like Hunt where they turn the co-op damage down.
Oh no.
You taking the full. Because hell, I threw down an auto sentry turret and there was a rando who jumped in with us. Who, by the way, was actually a good rando. Came in, played, was respectful, stayed on objective, and when the match was over, he left. I was like,
I'm happy you're going this route because that was going to be my next question. I was going to be like, which one of y'all killed each other on accident dropping some shit down?
So, that was gonna be my next question. True story. It actually almost happened several times, but not because we were like, it was more, I think when it almost happened to me, it was because I wasn't paying attention to where Robo threw something. Okay. But I will say, I threw down the auto sentry turret one time, and I thought that it only faced one direction. And it actually is 360. So when the bugs started coming behind us, it turned around, and the rando wasn't paying attention. He was literally standing directly behind the sentry. And at that time, it was because it was shooting the opposite direction. When the bugs came up behind him, that motherfucker went zzz, 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 and that dude just went, ugh.
You know what you ought to do? You ought to stream it. You ought to stream it.
It is something
I would love, just from somebody who still plays that first game religiously. I just want to see how people like that, that it's foreign to. I want to see how you all just play it.
Oh my God.
That has to be a treat. You have.
Oh yeah. Well, so here's the thing, and this is what I kind of loved about it, because I mean, I think full disclosure, Robo and I have talked about this. We do get tilted at each other. Sometimes we play games with each other. It'd be like, oh man, why do you do this? Or man, why do you do that? Like, it happens. It's one of those things. There's no malice behind it. It's just one of those things, because Robo and I have similar personalities when it comes to gaming. We both like to win. We're both competitive. Even when it's not even something that matters. Like, he's like, no, I want to win. I don't want to lose. So, but in this, I was actually kind of proud of both of us. Because, like, even in the times where we did kill each other, it was kind of like, whatever, man. It was like, hey, no big deal. I mean, because it wasn't like, it was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, did it suck? Yeah, sure. But it was one of those things, like, I knew because I was like,
it's so ridiculous that it's funny.
Right.
Yeah,
well,
you can't get mad at that. Yeah.
No, because we were even joking. We're not, I don't want to make it sound like we were making light of this, but it was one of those things we were talking about how, this is no secret, Robo was in the military. And talking about how they had to go through training for shit like that. Like to, how to call shit out to each other so you don't accidentally shoot, one of your homies. one of your fellow soldiers. And it was like, oh man, I was like, I totally get it now. Like, I totally fucking get it. Where you look, hey, and Robo's not wrong. This is actually a common thing when we get worked. If we get worked in a game, it does happen. It is where people in a tic-tac-toe tournament, no ass getting sweats. Like, see, yeah, that's why we lost. Cause see, we gets ass, y'all don't. That's why. See, we. Yeah. That's the copium that we choose. That is the hacking and cheating ass. Those are the most common things we say. Hacking and cheating ass. That's it. That is 100%. But all that is in aid of saying, Chainsaw Man 2, season 2. It's a movie. Anyway, moving on. This week's recommendations, because I know we weren't going to get back to it. So yeah, let's
real quick, real fast.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because I know you all have wanted us to talk about it because I saw the comments and I got the tweets. I retweeted them. I'm gonna recommend Ultimate Black Panther #1 this week. You know how I felt about it. I thought it was great. I have one complaint, just one. But I want to give you all a 2-piece recommendation this week. I also want you all to know that Static Shadows of Dakota, which we gave the Blerd Award for Best New Limited Series, is also out in hardcover. So go to your local comic shop, support that. Go to your local Barnes and Noble if you can find it there. But yeah, those are going to be my two.
I want to go to one and say it's everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Static definitely. Because Nicholas Draper Ivey showed his whole ass on that one, and the fact that he's working with, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's got something that he has been kind of loosely talking about in regards to I believe it's Shinichiro Watanabe. I think he's gonna be doing some shit with it. I think it's just amazing. Just that's and then y'all already know how I feel about it. Ultimate Black Panther, because that was going to be what I was also going to recommend as well. So it kind of all flows together just perfectly. But this was. I will say, I liked this a lot more than I thought I would. I actually didn't think I would like it, honestly. I actually did not think I would like it because I figured they were going to do some weird shit, and I mean they kind of do a little bit. But I mean, honestly, this is MCU Black Panther. It's what it is. Basically, it's a way to give us the MCU Black Panther without giving us the MCU Black Panther. That's basically what it is. It's T'Challa pretty much as you saw him in the first Black Panther movie, more or less. Or rather just like the scope and the setup of it. And a better version of Killmonger.
Okay. My one complaint with it, I just sent it to you. It's the mask. It's the mask.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Like it's the lips. Like he just ate some Sour Patch Kids or something.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of with you there. So here I'm gonna blow this up, and because I got the big boy John. Yeah, like right here, this right here. Yeah, it's okay. So what they did, and I don't know if some people remember this. There was a time where Black Panther's mask didn't always cover the entirety of his face, and I know why they kind of make sure to not go back that route sometimes, because it just makes him look even more like Batman without a cape. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about the mouth being out in the costume. Yeah.
That shot, because I cut it from what's on Comixology because I screenshot it, the one I sent you. But that shot, you know how you lick your lips too much and they get real white? That's what that look like.
Well, no, the funny thing is, that's his teeth. But like, it's the way that they shadowed it.
Wait, that's supposed to be his teeth?
That's his teeth. Yeah, that's his teeth. Because like right here, these are the teeth. And then here, this is his bottom lip right here. But it's so overshadowed, you don't notice it. So yeah,
he's gritting his teeth right now.
Yeah, he's gritting his teeth. But yeah. Because like, okay, so to kind of give you an idea, here's right here. Because it's also the same. I'm going to zoom this in. Enhance. He's doing the same thing. It's the same face right here. I honestly, if I didn't know any better, I would say they probably used almost the exact same shot, but just kind of shifted it a little bit because layers are a thing. But yeah, right here, it's the same thing. He's doing exactly, but it's just this isn't as overshadowed, so it's easier to tell. But in that one, it's like a stark silhouette that's over him, so you can't see it as good. But yeah, that's his teeth. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But yes, showing the teeth was unnecessary. I didn't need it. Nerd Larch said, "Come on, Carter. Come on now." He's like, "Come on, man." He's like, "What is you doing? What is you doing, man? What is you doing?" I mean, no, in all seriousness, I don't like the mouth out on it, but I'll warm up to it eventually. I prefer Black Panther with a full face cover, but that's because I just think it looks better, like overall. So full disclosure, this is something that I was actually even thinking about during the I Am Batman run that John Ridley did with Jace Fox as Batman. Okay. I actually kind of liked that Jace Fox didn't show his face underneath the mask because it's a color contrast thing for me personally. And some people might get this, some people might not. I'll totally accept any criticism I get for this. But darker skin tones, I don't think look as good when you put another darker color directly on top of it. If that makes any sense. So like you have T'Challa, and here I'm gonna pull this back up just because I kind of want to make a point here.
Nerd Large said T'Challa.
Lord, this man. So like right here, like I feel like if his costume were red, also I don't like this shit right here. This shit right here where they're kind of trying to simulate whiskers. I don't like this. I don't like this. The body of the costume I think is fantastic. It's this, like this here and this there that I don't like. I don't like any of that. Maybe if that wasn't there, I'd feel a little bit better about it. Because basically what it's trying to simulate is the open mouth of a Black Panther. And you're seeing a mouth inside of it, so it's that weird. You remember do you remember the Ninja Turtles first movie where like I think it's Donatello is laughing, and you can see because of the nature of the costume, you can see inside. You like his mouth is open so wide, you can see the mouth of the person inside the costume. Do you remember that?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't unsee that now.
Yeah.
That is Krang in there. That looks disgusting.
Look, Donna Krang.
Because it looked like
Donna
two eyes on the side. They look like two eyes on the side. That looks disgusting. Take that off. Turn that off.
Looks like Battle Armor Wildcat. Yeah. It does look like Battle Armor Wildcat. It does. But yeah, but to go back to it, this is the one thing. Like, and honestly, I'm not saying they have to change it, but if they did change this one thing, I would feel a lot better about the costume. But like getting back to it, the reason why I say all this because like when you have dark skin on top of a dark color, it's the same reason why like when Mr. Terrific, if you look at Mr. Terrific, his mask. The way his mask is set up with the T on his face, even that looks kind of weird to me. Not saying that it's bad. It's always one of those things where I'm like, depending on who is drawing it and who is coloring it, it can look a few different ways to me. Like, I'm gonna pull this up. Like here, I would almost prefer it if, you know, I don't know, maybe if they went with like a more of a gray as opposed to a black. I get why they do the black, and I'm perfectly fine with that aspect of it. But yeah, it's one of those things where, like, depending on who draws it, I'm kind of weird about. I'm like, oh man, like it's the color, it's me looking at a color wheel and going, oh man, no, not like this. That's what it is. But yeah, and sometimes, like, when you do like the Terrifics, like in that shot, it looks weird to me. But like if you go to like right here, and this is from the that wasn't from the Terrifics. That was from Justice, or not just, well, it is Justice Society, but JSA, the JSA covers. But like in this shot right here, it looks better to me because the brown that they are using for his skin tone, while it's not necessarily complementing the black of the T-Mask, it's a lighter brown, so the black doesn't like look weird on his face. Like I don't know. It's a weird thing for me. I don't know. Yeah, and thank you. G Martinez said it best. Black on black medium is quite difficult to portray in an artwork. And it's true. It just, use exactly. Use a smoke gray. Thank you. Use it. That's what I think works better. But when you do like a stark black on top of like already dark skin, it just looks weird. I've never been fond of it. I was actually, full disclosure, working on an art piece last night before I went to bed for a manga one shot that I want to make. And when I was drawing the character, who I wanted to have a very obvious like dark brown skin tone, I ended up going with a slightly lighter one because of that exact same reason. So yeah, anyway, I've talked enough about that. Let's move on to our next thing. And yes, I do want to say, Trav Garth Ennis, thank you for pointing this out. We got 149 likes over here, but we got 223 people here. Come on, y'all. What's going on? What's going on, y'all? What's happening? I don't understand. Let's rectify that, please and thank you. I would appreciate it if y'all rectified that, because you know we need it. Let hitting that like button. I know I'm bad about it too. I'm not gonna sit here and chastise anybody for not doing what I don't do all the time on other people's YouTube videos, but because this is my shit, I'm gonna be a little bit more aggro about it. But yes, please, if you are here in the chat, if you've been hanging out this long, clearly you like what we're doing. If you're still here, so click that like button, please. It helps us out tremendously, because not only does it tell YouTube that you like what we're doing, it also tells YouTube, it makes YouTube tell other people that you like this. So hey, you should come check out, because maybe someone who is just like you, who's out here watching YouTube, they go, oh hey, you watch this stuff too, here, go check this out over here. And that it's very helpful, I promise you. And also is free, so there you go. That is my thing. I think that's enough for recommendeds. Let's get into our questions from the Discord. Let's get into our questions from the Discord. Let's see what we got here. I know we got a few, because let's see. Yep, here we go. Bam. I almost went to the wrong section. Lord. The homie Melvin says, good afternoon, my Blerd Co-in residents. Hope all is well and you are learning and exploring Black History Month, the good and the bad. With some of the old school cartoons getting a new refreshing look in comics, Who do you want to see from the old cartoon days get a comic book or graphic novel series? Stay creative, stay knowledgeable, and stay motivated. Congratulations on hitting 90K. We appreciate you, Pam. Thank you for that. So for me, yeah, we were actually talking about this in the Discord yesterday, I believe it were. Yeah, because I think the topic of different like older properties, I think the Silverhawks came up, and I believe a few others, Tiger Sharks came up, which I think was a property that I had to be reminded existed. It was like when it's like when you get all your memories back. it's like this. I was like, oh shit, Tiger Sharks. It was a thing. Like it's like in the X-Men, where the original X-Men, when they went back to the past, they had to have their minds wiped, but they got the memories back when they reached the point in their lives where they should have them. It was like that for me. I was like, oh shit, damn. But no, I would say I'm gonna take the low-hanging fruit here, just because I feel like it could be done better. Actually, no, I'm not gonna take the low-hanging fruit. No, I'm gonna be better than that. We talked about this last week, or not last week, but like over the past few weeks. I'm gonna say cops. Yeah. Just because it came up a few times. And the more I kept going back and thinking about it, I was like, man, I kind of don't, I kind of want to go back and like really like this, but I like, it's propaganda of the highest order. And whenever I would talk to somebody else who probably either remembered it or didn't remember it, it would kind of come off this way too. But what I would do is, instead of doing like what Declan Shalvey just did with Thundercats, which I also really love this week. And I guess technically I highly recommend that as well. But instead of doing like a faithful reboot of Cops, or like a faithful follow-up like what Gargoyles has done, I would do something different. That's the one where I would skew a different direction. I would take Cops, but make it more up-to-date with modern times. Instead of trying to like make it propaganda, I wouldn't necessarily make it like a cop hating comic, but I would just be honest. I would make it a more honest portrayal of police officers, in the real world is what I would do. And yes, they are making a new live action Gargoyles as we speak. But no. They like the only black person I think that was on Cops was BP Vest. That was it. Bulletproof Vest. He was the leader, but that was it. And he wasn't even played by a black dude. He was voiced by a whole white man. So yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Cops. Carter, okay. What would you do?
Reboot.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's actually a very good
Give me reboot, and let me see some more shenanigans from Bob and Enzo and
Hexadecimal. I want to see Hexadecimal make a comeback.
I don't want to see Enzo. I want to see Matrix.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Okay.
So older.
How would okay? So now that you've said that, how would you feel if they did it? If they did reboot, let's say they did reboot. So what you're saying is you would probably want them doing more like what they did with Gargoyles, then, like instead of reboot, like just continue reboot. Yeah. Okay. That I would be down for. I wouldn't want, honestly, because reboot would just be too much. I would, and don't even retell it. Just pick up from where it left off, and it would be fine. Oh shit! Never mind. I take back my whole answer. Yes, Shadow Strider said it. Brave Star. Eyes of the hawk, strength of the bear. Speed of the puma. See, but what I would do is I would make it more respectful. I would be more respectful. If I did Brave Star, I would do it more respectfully. I would take out the kind of cartoonishness of the character himself. Not to mention, man, I would love to see 30-30. Dude, not gonna lie, dude. I fucks with Brave Star heavy. So yeah, now that you said that, I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, dude, that actually would work so much better. Yeah, I would like, or you know what? Do both. That would be like, Cops and Brave Star. I would do them both. But like, yeah, Cops I would treat as more realistic and actually not try to paint Cops to be these perfect heroes. I would paint them as flawed, like how Cops actually are. I would also, Brave Star, he would not be a caricature of an indigenous person. He would be a full-fledged, actual, real, breathing character that indigenous people could look at. And I would even want, I would want someone who is indigenous, like actually overseeing this to make sure that it is as respectful as like remember we were talking about when we were talking about Echo, how much respect Marvel put on indigenous people by making sure they had indigenous people at every phase of the game, making sure that that show was what it was supposed to be. That's what I would do with Brave Star. Yes, sir. Hey.
I was gonna say, speaking of indigenous people, I was gonna ask you, did you see the Prey 2 announcement?
No, I did not. But now that you said
I retweeted it. They're
okay.
doing a sequel and they're doing another film. I forgot the name of it though.
So for that, which I like, I did, for whatever reason, that fucking, like, I'm, okay, so it was yesterday that they,
I literally retweeted it yesterday.
Okay, all right. Wait a minute. Okay, wait, I do have one problem, though. I do have one problem with this. I do have one problem. Who directed the first one? Who directed?
I think they got the same person who did the first one.
Okay, same person. Okay, cool. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. I got scared for a second. I was like, please tell me that they're gonna have the same.
Apparently,
director.
Amber Midthunder is in talks to reprise the role. Is just a standalone Predator movie like Prey was. So
okay, I wonder what direction they're gonna go with that though. Like I wonder
man.
That is so. Yeah, here. I want to show y'all something real quick, just because this is something that was forever ingrained in my head, and I want it to be ingrained in y'all's head too. Here's my thing. I am a huge fan of the character 3030. Y'all best believe that gun gonna be bigger. that boomstick right there is, if I was to bring that shit back, that would be it. That would be it.
I'm not gonna make that joke.
What was your ass gonna say?
Is that a white Bronco with the strap?
Yeah, well, so technically he's gray. He's technically he's technically gray, but he has cybernetic body. He has cybernetic arms and legs. Did you never watch Marshall Bravestar? Did you never fucks with Marshall Bravestar?
That never came on UPN, as far as I know. That never came on.
No. This was so Marshall Bravestar. Marshall Bravestar was, man, that's we're talking 80s, good and in the 80s. But yeah, this was it. This was the one. It was Marshall Bravestar and his stalwart deputy 3030 and his trusty shotgun Sarah Jane. So yeah, that's what that was. Yeah, man, it was so good. And I want to say, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna fact check myself before I actually commit to this answer. I want to say, last I looked, I think Bravestar was on somebody's streaming service. I'm double checking myself now just to be sure. But yeah, all good news all the way around. And why is this taking 5 ever to, here, let's just do this. Because IMDb will tell me. IMDb has gotten so much better about telling people where shit is. Apparently you can.
Brave Star is on YouTube and maybe Crackle.
Yeah, okay, that's what it is. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I thought it was on Tubi for a little bit, but I've grown a little bit scared of Tubi lately. Not gonna lie to y'all. Not gonna hold you. I've grown a little scared of Tubi in light of some things I've learned about that platform. Anyway, getting back to it, because I feel like we just kind of went way off of the weeds there for a little bit. Qdoma says, salutations, Blerd and Carter. Congratulations on your reach of 90,000 subscribers. Looking forward to seeing the future of your channel. Question to you. What are your thoughts on the brother Billy Carson? Some things are on the mark, but other stuff is really out there, and I question it. Talk about questioning shit. I was
never heard of him.
Like, so... if I want to say this is the person who is the YouTuber Billy Carson.
Never heard of him.
I've never watched him.
Mm-hmm.
I've never watched him. However, just based on some of the things I've seen brought up, I have some concerns myself. I've never watched any of his videos, so full disclosure there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not familiar with, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, don't know this motherfucker as a person. I see nobody except me says he says a lot of unsubstantiated conspiracy stuff, but he seems like a good person with an overall good message. Okay, so here's a problem with that. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Yeah, it's... I'm going to go... Like I said, I don't know this brother. Don't know him. I'm only aware of him, like, just in terms of... I know that he's a YouTube personality and some other shit.
Mm-hmm.
But that is all I know about him. That said, I don't like when people spread unsubstantiated conspiracy theories, because that's dangerous, because there are people out there who are gullible enough to believe those things.
Yes, the fuck it is.
Yeah, so so in terms of who he is as a person, couldn't say, but just the little knowledge I have, no. I do not sanction this man.
We had a super chat and didn't even realize it.
Oh, wait, where was it?
Thank you, Gearless Mo, for the honey bomb.
I saw it. I was about to get to it. Yeah.
Okay. He's saying he gave a honey and said just thanks and get those likes up.
It went. You know what it was? It went back. It went back just far enough that I can't pull it up. It just literally just back far enough. I can't pull it up.
And
but yes,
we also had Xtriv in Blerd Club Silver Age for 41 months, saying he finally saw Prey recently, and that ish was fire. Yes, it was.
That one, I'm about to say that. Yeah, that one. For whatever reason, I thought they were like near each other too. Is the sad part. And, I don't know what happened there. But no, thank you, Gillis Mo, because truth be told, I'm gonna need that 100, because I might be having to buy a new graphics card, because we had some there's a reason why we were just a hair behind, because I literally couldn't get my shit rocking until literally right before time to go. But yes, thank you. Appreciate it. Actually, everybody, because I normally do not share my behind the scenes woes, but that is a thing that is going on. Oh Lord, this man.
See, look what you did.
Yeah, that's all. That's also why I don't. I tell you what. I tell you what.
Let's do some troubleshooting first.
I want to do a little bit of troubleshooting just to make sure.
Yeah.
I know what I'm probably gonna have to do, and it probably will be one of those things I might have to call out. But I'm doing the thing that Cedric the Entertainer said the black people shouldn't do.
Why were you?
I'm hoping that I don't have to replace my graphics card.
And I wonder who he stole that phrase.
Yeah,
I wonder
I'm
who he
about to
stole
say,
that saying
I'm
from.
sure
Who did he
he's
steal that advice from?
or a new piece. Oh Lord, this man. I mean, that's in the cards soon-ish, but yeah, we might. We'll. Man, I'm hoping. Look, you know what? I tell you what. John, we gonna talk. We'll talk here in a little bit. We'll talk in a little bit. I'll hit you up. I'm gonna hit you up and let you know.
We got one here from Trap God Thanos saying, "Good afternoon, Blerd and Carter. Coming from a non-comic Black Panther fan, Ultimate Black Panther was heat. It's the perfect mix of MCU inspiration without being derivative. My question is, do you think or want Killmonger to be a villain in this new universe? If they go the villain route, I want it to be a slow build-up, not immediate.
Yes.
If T'Challa tries to slide in Storm DMs, it might happen faster. So far, the new Ultimate Universe is 2 for 2 with no incest or racism in sight."
Okay, so I said this in my video for Ultimate Black Panther #1. Like, I don't give a fuck about the Ultimate Universe and it's for some of those reasons. It was just too edgy. It was too fucking edgy. It was way edgier than it had any fucking right to be. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man, Killmonger in this this new Ultimate Universe, I like this Killmonger, and I do hope that they don't turn him into a villain. I actually think he would work. Okay, I think Killmonger in this instance would work better in a similar fashion to how Ebon worked in Static Shadows of Dakota. Yeah, I think they could be rivals to one another. Like, maybe they butt heads, but ultimately be more like uneasy allies. I think would be better. But I have a feeling they're going to make Killmonger. And I do have some concerns that they are going to make him a villain at some point. But if it were up to me, no, I do not want him to be a villain at all. Like, I would rather, if you're gonna do it, let it be a slow burn. Let it get there naturally. Don't just come in and bring this motherfucker in off rip as the bad guy. Like let him have an opportunity to, like, this is the Ultimate Universe. It doesn't have to be because I mean, honestly, we're just gonna make Killmonger the bad guy. Then what's even the point of this? You know what I mean? Ultimate Spider-Man actually went out of its way to try and mix shit up. I want this to be the same. Oh, you were about to say, Carter.
I was going to say, Ultimate Black Panther and Spider-Man, even though there is another Ultimate book that y'all just didn't acknowledge, I think those
about X-Men?
No. Well, that's what I was getting to. I think Spider-Man and Black Panther are easy ones. I think X-Men for sure is going to be the real test that people are willing to give the Ultimate Universe a chance from Peach Momoko. Momoko, thank you. So Black Panther was an easy layup from the assist of Spider-Man. Those were, and I say this respectfully, those were whatever. And I say that because those were easy dubs in a sense that you could do. You don't got to really try as hard to make Spider-Man good because, well, let me rephrase that. Look at Zeb Wells.
Zeb Wells would beg to differ.
I think with Ultimate Spider-Man, it was, look what happens when you do what people are asking you to do for years. Black Panther was something that you didn't know you wanted till you read it. X-Men is going to be the real test to see if you, people watching, people on Spotify and Apple Music listening, X-Men is going to be the real test that you are willing to give a book a chance if it does not have the core team that you are used to, the art that you are used to, the costumes that you are used to, and a story that you are going to be surprised at. And I'm really hoping that you all are willing to give that book a chance, because Spider-Man and Black Panther are, people are going to like those regardless because of something that I actually wanted Ernie to kind of speak on, but we got to be quick about this.
Oh, which one? Oh, yeah.
That conversation we had, we were watching American Fiction.
Oh yeah. Oh my god,
We
yeah.
can wait on that. We can wait on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for sure that it's not a surprise that Black Panther was good.
Mhm.
It's not a surprise to me that Spidey was really solid. The experiment is really gonna come from X-Men.
March. March. I saw someone ask when Ultimate X-Men
Yeah.
#1 comes out. It's gonna be March
Yeah.
the 6th.
Mhm.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I'm curious about how they're gonna do it. I'm really curious
Mm-hmm.
because here's the thing: Peach Momoko is doing the whole thing, as Peach Momoko
Yeah.
often does.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is gonna go. I mean, I've seen some of the like solicit stuff. It looks interesting,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure how. Here's the thing. Okay, so let me make sure I clarify. I'm not worried that the book is going to be bad.
Mhm.
I'm worried people are not going to like it, and those are two different things.
Mhm.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried that the book is going to be bad. I think the book is going to be good. I think it's going to have a good story. I think it's going to have good art. Peach Momoko, as you might imagine if you're familiar with their work, it's going to be kind of like a manga style story, just in color.
Mhm.
I'm worried that people who are fans of X-Men, but maybe they are fans of manga too, but they're probably just not going to jive with how it's done. That's what I'm worried about. I can tell you this much: Armor is a major player in this one. It's going to be.
That's why I'm really hoping people give
Yeah.
it a chance for it, because I look at Ultimate Spider-Man is like, if you didn't like Zeb Wells stuff and you've been telling them that you've wanted XYZ from Peter, you finally got it now and you responded accordingly. Black Panther, you didn't know what to expect and your mind was blown, hopefully, or you just really thought it was a really good book if you were somebody that didn't like the John Ridley stuff or somebody that don't like the Evel Ewing stuff.
Right.
If you're someone that doesn't like the Krakoa stuff, and I had to delete one of my YouTube replies because I kind of clown somebody because I'm just sick of this whole fascist and just the stupid shit people say about the X-Men stuff that we have refuted and proven you all wrong, and people still say that shit. It's whatever. But if you don't like it and you can read this X-Men book, I'm really hoping that you all give it a chance, because if you can't give it a chance, that, I think, to me, and I can be proven wrong, and you all can have a back and forth with me and say that, but I think this just proves that you don't want something different. You just want the X-Men shit. You just want
same.
You
want same old.
You want the cartoon, though. Yeah.
You want same old. Here, and I'm gonna show you. This is actually from the upcoming Ultimate X-Men #1. This is what the book is gonna look like. I'm doing this now just to get people prepared. It's not gonna look like Jim Lee X-Men. It's gonna look like a fucking manga.
That is going to be the test.
Yeah.
That book is going to be the test.
Yeah. And thing is, I like this look. I like this look. I am perfectly fine with it. I am more worried about whether or not the story is going to be good. And I think it will be. I think this will be good. But I also like her design. I like the designs. Like, this is the Storm design. Right here that Peach did, and it looks fantastic. And who knows, this might actually get more people, like all those people who only read manga and don't give a fuck about like other American comics, might get them on board with wanting to check this out. It might get younger audiences that don't really fuck with comics in general, might get them interested in what's going on. So yeah, I am interested. I want to see what is done with it. So yeah, that is the ultimate thing there.
Apologies for going off on that tangent. We got another question here from the Elite X1. He said he is adding this question again because it was beyond the 5 count last time. I like that, beyond the 5 count, when Dave Baker was on. This is going to be for you, Ernie. Being someone who is doing their own indie comic right now, and per the discussion in the previous Blerd Cave about publishers who look out for their creators, if your comic were to get out there, what publishing label would you want to have it under, if not self-publishing?
Okay, so this is funny.
IDW.
Honestly, okay, so here's the thing. Honestly, there's a couple. There's actually a few, actually. And these are just, and this isn't like, okay, I tell you what, I'm gonna give you two answers. One is a realistic answer, and the other is, I'll give you two realistic answers, and then one I would love.
Yeah.
The one I would love is Image Comics. I would love for my shit to be on Image. Just because of how they take care of the creator-owned aspect of things. The more realistic, it would either be like a Dark Horse, maybe, or like a Ricardo said, like an IDW or like a Boom Studios or something. Actually, I think IDW or Boom Studios is more. And you know what? Honestly, yeah. And I don't want to make this sound like I'm shading because I'm not. Valiant, that's also a more realistic publisher. Honestly, I would be okay with any publisher just about, so long as it's someone that believes in what I'm doing. I would be like, if and hey, John Battle said too, I wouldn't even be against the idea of it being a part of Milestone. Like if it was one of those deals where like Reggie and Dennis were like, hey, we like what you got. Do you want to make this a part of the Dakotaverse? I'd be like, okay. I mean, there would definitely be some concessions I would want in place to ensure that the property is taken care of. Because this is something I care deeply about. This isn't some comic that was like an idea I had, like, just like, oh yeah, this is something I'm making just for the fun of it. No, this is something I care about. I handed over a 20-something, almost 30-something odd page Bible to a friend of mine. I don't know why I blanked on that word. And I think I've talked about this I think I brought this up in passing on Nerds of Culture, but I've been talking with some people to help me bring the vision of this to life in a more in a way that is both what I think will be better in the art department, as well as giving me the freedom to just focus on writing the comic and also still be able to do my YouTube shit, and the two not conflict with one another. Because that's kind of what's been the problem lately, is that it's either I'm focusing on the YouTube shit or I'm focusing on the comic shit. And the trouble with that is when I focus on the one, the other is going to suffer. And I don't want to not focus on the YouTube shit because that is my job. I can't just stop doing YouTube videos. I'm not Markiplier or Mr. Beast or any of these other people who could just be like, yeah, so I'm going to work on this other thing because I can afford to take the time away. So if it's one of those deals where, someone comes along and says, man, you put this out here and, it looks good, I want them to do it. That is only going to happen if I get the help like that I need to do the thing.
All right.
And I see someone says, and you know what? I'll save this one because it'll be probably the first question we read after this. But yes. And then Zach.
Yeah.
This will be our last question from this question. Says with the Ultimate Universe rolling out and us having our Black Panther, Spider-Man, and soon to be X-Men, what would your picks for the Fantastic Four be? Would whole different power sets, make them young, and involvement with Reed Richards' Doom? And so here's the thing, man, the Fantastic Four would be a weird one because of how the maker treated the creation of this universe. Because for those that don't know, he killed everybody else. Reed was the only one, I think, that was left alive, and he kept that Reed is
Doom.
Yeah, Reed is Doom in this universe. So here's what I would do. If you make the Fantastic Four, it would have to be new characters, more or less. So what I would do is, with the Fantastic Four, I would both make it characters that have never been a part of the Fantastic Four, And I would also make it be characters who have never been on the Fantastic Four. So case in point, one person I would have in the Fantastic Four off rip is She-Hulk. I would make She-Hulk a part of the Fantastic Four. That would be, which is kind of like in line with how She-Hulk replaced the Thing when he took time away from the Fantastic Four back during the 80s. Yeah, back during the 80s. I would also... See, this is where you get tricky. I don't know what they're going to do on the Ultimate X-Men side of things in regards to Iceman, but instead of having like a Human Torch, I would have an Iceman instead. So that way you kind of have that connection. You have like, someone who is Spider-Man adjacent, kind of stepping in there. As far as like an Invisible Woman, that's where you kind of get into some weird shit. I would honestly say, since we haven't seen a Monica Rambeau in this universe, I don't believe, I would say make it Monica Rambeau. Make Monica Rambeau your kind of Invisible Woman stand-in. And then have Reed as Doom. You could have him as the leader. And it would kind of make for an interesting thing because there's no love interest thing in there. It wouldn't be like Marvel's First Family. It would probably be closer to like a Future Foundation than it would be anything else. But that's just like off the top of my head because this is not something I've ever really put any thought towards. But that's my answer. There you go. Let's see here. Let's get over to the questions side of things from the live chat.
Okay.
And
I think I see the one that you wanted to save.
Yes.
Was it from G Martinez?
Yeah, G Martinez. Yep. I got it pulled up right now.
Yep. G Martinez is asking Ernie, would you consider making your comic into a motion comic to reach hidden audiences?
You know what? Yes. I would consider it. Depending on what that entailed. Like what that entailed is like, so okay. Full disclosure. The comic is, I've thought about this from a lot of different angles. I've thought of like, this is one of the few things in my life where I've thought about the pie in the sky. Like, this is a comic that I would love to see be more than just a comic. But it's not the goal. It's not the initial goal. This is, like I say, so this is the pie in the sky. Pie in the sky. I would love to see this be like an animated series on like an Amazon or whatever other streaming services are out there this week, like a Netflix or whatever. I would love to see this as, like to get that Castlevania treatment, like get that gritty anime, whatever. Like if I could get like a Mappa to do something like, I'd be like, oh, that'd be perfect. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, I thought about these things. I would love it if it had like a live action movie or a TV show, or whatever. Like if someone wanted to make an animated series, like, cause honestly, the nature of the story, like if someone did it in the vein of the old HBO Spawn animated series, it would be perfect because that's kind of how the story, like the tone of the story is, except for there won't be anybody getting broke off and getting their back blown out and screaming the name of some other dude, like going like, "I'm sorry, Al. I'm sorry." It won't be any of that. I won't do any. Or I don't know. Maybe I will. Who knows? I might do it as a joke, but like an inside joke that only like we get. But I've thought about like, who would I want to play the character because of who the character is modeled after, which is Winston Duke, which that's no secret. The main character of my story is not like, I know some people say, oh, you're going to do a self-insert. No, my character doesn't have any of my personality or quirks. My MC does not have, my MC is honestly nothing like me, like by any stretch of the imagination. But when I was concepting the character, this is who I modeled him after. So I've already thought about that. Yeah, I'd get Winston Duke to do it because they're the same age. Would I want it to be a video game? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I would love it to be a fucking video game. Shit like that. Like I've thought about all these things. So yeah, I've thought about all the pie in the sky that could be potentially thought about. But yes, a motion comic. Yeah, if I didn't have to do it, I would pay someone else to do it for me. I would, because that's just what I believe in. So yeah, but as far as like. Yeah, this isn't a question so much, but this is kind of a comment, but Elias once said, self-inserts can be fine. Most just don't do them right. People try to do 100% copies of themselves. And that's kind of my thing. I don't want that. Like if I do, like, yeah, is there a self-insert in my story? Yes, but they are not the main character at all. They're not even, they're barely a, I would say supporting character at best. Also, shout out to Texas Beast for coming through with the follow. We appreciate you over there on the Twitch side of things. But yeah, like my character is not the main character by any stretch of the imagination. My character, honestly, in a lot of ways, is so opposite of myself that it's not even funny. There might be some things that my main character might say, but that's it. That would be kind of similar to something I would say. But like, it's not like, but personality, no, not at all. I'm looking back to see if we got any others in here. I don't think we have any other questions in here. I don't see any. Oh wait, I do. But it's very, very, very far back, so I'm not gonna be able to. I don't think I'm gonna be able to show it on the screen. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to show it on the screen, but I can read it from here. We got one here from. This is from Bill. Says, question, in X-Men number 31's climactic pages, do the Flames and Sync's mindscape mean that Jean and the Phoenix Force may have secured Talon's psyche? So, okay, it's funny you mentioned that. Because that is something I didn't think about. But yes, the flames that popped up, and I'm actually going to pull this up because I do have the images available for this. Carter, did you read it? Did you read 31?
I'm gonna tell you why I'm an idiot.
Why? What's up?
Bill said the Phoenix. That makes a hell of a lot more sense than where my mind went.
Oh, what did you think?
Well, I know that Shadowcat and Nightcrawler, they were looking at him in the bed and he was sweating and shit like that.
Got you.
I thought the flames and shit. I just thought that motherfucker was just, he had a fever. Yeah.
Well, okay. So full disclosure.
Oh,
that's kind of what I was thinking, if I'm being honest. But
like he was sick.
Well, no, it's in this shot right here, you can see like the flames, like burn up around. So yeah, that would make sense.
Thinking of fever, it would make a lot more sense for it to be the damn fever.
No. It makes sense. It actually it makes sense. This makes sense. I totally get why you would think that. And honestly, that's kind of where my head went. I didn't really think too deep into it until Bill just said something. So yeah, it's possible. And honestly, I was kind of already thinking it anyway. Like not because of the flames, but I was thinking because of the fact that Jean has been operating in the background. Jean has been operating in the background and has been what's the best way to put it? She's been doing random shit. We've been seeing her, even though she's technically, Quody Finger's dead, she is technically also back, but she also got recently killed again. But it doesn't matter. Jean just can't die. She can't die. She can't stay. Well, she can die. She can't stay dead. But like, I feel like Jean is doing stuff. She's working angles in the background all this time. So I would think maybe Jean would have caught that. Could be wrong. These are some other ones that were kind of far back, so I'm just gonna read these. We got actually I'm gonna go back just a little bit further just to make sure I didn't miss anything. That was kind of the no. These are gonna be so those were two. Those are two. I got two more here. One from Detrick Morton says, question, what Batman suit would you rather wear? Bruce or Jean Paul's? Oh man. My God. Says, I would wear Jean Paul's because in the real world, all it would take is Deadshot shooting from a distance and shoot him in the mouth. You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. Jean Paul's suit is edgelord as fuck, but I'm not going to lie. I liked it.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
From reading that James Tynion run,
Okay.
Batwing actually made him a new one.
Really?
It was a new variation, so it was combining the Nightfall suit with the current one that he uses as well, because the Saint Dumas mind control stuff was getting him again. So they actually remade the Nightfall suit in that book. So
okay, yeah, I need to get back on that. I didn't catch that one.
That version that Batwing made, sure, but like OG Nightfall.
John Paul, this, ain't no way in hell. Oh no,
ain't no way in hell.
Look,
put that on.
It's too many pouches on that bitch. Also, you can't scratch your ass with that suit on. You cut your whole asshole off. Try to scratch your ass with that shit on. But
why are you scratching that deep?
Well, I mean, shit. Even if you just hell, even you do this right here, you fuck your face up. I mean, I'm just saying, you gotta be able, man. Let me take this glove off real quick so I can. All right, we good. But what if you get like what? No, I'm not gonna say that. That's too problematic. I ain't gonna say it.
Thank you, Don Heim, for the $5. Thank you for a community that is so accepting and not toxic.
Hey, we
the conversation we just had. You still want to thank this community?
You sure? Hey, we appreciate that though. We appreciate that, and I appreciate it a lot as well. And thank you for that. We got another one here from LP3. Says, did you see Namor possibly showing up in the Ultimate Universe with a closer resemblance to his MCU counterpart? I didn't see it, but I'm okay with that. But my real question is, do they want to do that because of some recent events? Because a lot of people forgot. Tenoch got a whole case out there on him that has kind of just quietly went away. So I don't know how that's going to go. But if they do it, I'm fine with it. I would like to see it. And then our last one's going to be from Baku Blade. Like I said, I'm going back and reading some that popped up earlier. Because we had a bunch of them that came in like stupid early. Not that was a bad thing. Not saying it's a bad thing, but just they were back far enough that we've had so many asides that that's kind of where we are right now. But it's far back enough that I can't pull it up. But Baku Blade says, we know that the Ultimates is going to get a new series by Denise Camp in the new Ultimate Universe. What other new series or characters do you hope to see? So I want to see them go some directions well, I don't want to say didn't go, but I would actually like to see them. Oh man, actually no, I'm gonna lie. I don't want to see this. I was gonna say I wanted to see them do a new Daredevil, but then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Daredevil in the Ultimate Universe is a priest, just like how he is in the main continuity universe. So it wouldn't be any different than what we were already getting from Salad and Ahmed. So I tell you what I want to do. So here's what we do. Give me a new Daredevil series. Give me an Ultimate Daredevil, but instead of it being focused on Matt as Daredevil, like him still being Daredevil and being a priest at the same time, have it where it's Elektra, which Elektra is still Daredevil in the main universe as well, but you know where I'm going with this. But the series is focused more on her and not on Matt, and Matt can be the stick, to Elektra's Daredevil, if that makes any sense. That's what I would want to see. What about you, Carter?
I like the fact that they have a Hulk in that universe that basically found inner peace, but it's still the Hulk, and he's a villain this go around. So I want to see how they would spin Luke Cage.
Okay. Yeah. I would like
I
to
have
see that.
no idea how you would do it, but I like how they have Tony Stark as Iron Lad. I like how they have Reed as basically Doom, but he's not evil. He has for all of you that don't know, the reason we said that he was Doom is because like he literally has on the Doom mask, but it was more so that he wouldn't be able to tell that he and the Maker were the same person. So that's where my mind goes. I wonder how they would tweak, because I like what they've done so far with Spidey and with Ultimate Invasion with those characters, with how they did Thor, and I don't know how they would do. I wonder how they would do Luke Cage.
Which Dr. Sun, you ain't shit. Yes. Matt can be Electro's stick in more ways than one. Danger. Y'all ain't shit. Oh, Mr. January 16th said Ultimate Blue Marvel.
That would be dope.
I'd be down for that. Now, okay, I saw someone bring up Ultimate Moon Knight. Here's the problem with that. Moon Knight is already around.
Yeah, just go read Black Panther.
Yeah. Moon Knight is the villain of Ultimate Black. Okay, so here's full disclosure. So the avatars of Ra and Khonshu you see in Ultimate Black Panther. Number one, the one for Khonshu, that is Moon Knight. That is your Moon Knight, basically. Let's see here. But yeah, that's kind of where I would be on a lot of that. Yeah. But I don't have a. Yeah. And it's two people. So there you go. Which is just so crazy to me. But yeah, I love it. Oh, you know what? I tell you what. Here's an opportunity. Ultimate. You could do Ultimate Doctor Strange, but you could fix a problem that was created some years ago. You could make Doctor Strange this time around be Dr. Voodoo, like how he was for a while in the main continuity, but you could handle it infinitely better. You could do this as a universe where Doctor Strange never, because I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Doctor Strange is not a thing in the Ultimate Universe as it is, or at least as far as we know right now. So yeah, you could just make it be Dr. Voodoo and wouldn't be a problem because it is what it is. That's it. That's the show, y'all. That's the show. That is the show. Thank you all for being here, being awesome, being great. All that good stuff. I do have a video that's going to be coming up here very shortly. We got the latest Black History Month lesson. That's going to be coming up here shortly after this episode goes off the air. This time around, we're going to be talking about Ms. Terrific. We're going to be talking about Ms. Terrific. Not Mr. Terrific. We're talking about Ms. Not the Miz. We're not going to WWE. Just Ms. Terrific. Carter, do you have anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Nope.
Damn. I almost kind of wanted to like one day I'm gonna add what was it is it Exhibit? Is it Exhibit? They always do that clip. It was like nope. Or is it DMX? I don't remember which one. But like I'm sorry, I'm gonna have that on deck next time. Be like nope. But no, we are gonna get out of here. Yeah, make sure keep it locked. The Ms. Terrific video, video will be going up here very shortly. And I have, like I said, I haven't really settled on a theme yet. We've already done Tanya Spears, Power Girl, Ms. Terrific is coming up next. I'm thinking about making this year the year of focusing on Black female superheroes that I haven't done videos about. So the next video after this might be Misty Knight. I haven't decided yet. And we're just gonna keep it going from there. So don't worry about it. And then I might save some of the other ones for next year, or I might just do them just cause. Or who knows? Maybe there might be a character out there that I can dangle as a carrot before everyone's eyes to help get us to 100K. Who knows? We'll see. But that said, thank you all so much. I love you all 3,000, and I'll be back to see you all next time with Carter on the Blerd Cave. And make sure you keep it locked. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. If you haven't already hit that like button, make sure you do that too. And you know what? If you really want to help us out, make sure you share that video. And also becoming a member or patron also helps us out tremendously. For Carter, I'm the Blerd without fear. And you know what? IDW!
Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
You can go to hell.
Bye.